Rove a ligoniu go lámór pella an seo Tyrone GA live. Lá na gluichí canis sa críomh seoir agus idir bhanach aniu. Lámór na globanna mar an seo be Aghaloo I níl ag tuairt an críomh agus níos móil aniu an ca idir bhanach idir iad na dorc agus an galwhaile. Lá na cinine taige linn agus lá íonta pella amach roin. The rain has been falling consistently now for this past few days, but coming across the pitch here in Omagh, it's soft but it's still firm, but the spirits and atmosphere from Aghaloo and Stewartstown are red hot as we look forward to an eagerly anticipated junior championship final between two excellent football teams. Both teams come into this final in excellent form, which sets us up nicely for today's junior final to see who will lift the Pat Darcy trophy. Aghaloo come into this final following a campaign which saw them progressively improve and gel as a team. An 8-point victory over Drumrane, also Fintona, saw them take on Derry Tresk in the county semi-final, and they dispatched with the Derry Tresk men with consummate ease on a scoreline of 213 to 1-3. Stewartstown, on the other hand, had a comprehensive victory over Donegal thirds and Aghaloo thirds, but needed extra time to overcome a strong Drumquin challenge. And who can forget their storming display here in Omagh on a wet Friday night when they put Strabane to the sword on a scoreline of 514 to 110 to reach today's county decider. I'm joined here today on commentary duty by Tyrone legend, Rock legend and Academy, St Patrick's Academy stalwart Kieran Gurley. Kieran, you're very welcome to join us here on Tyrone GA Live. We're looking out at two teams. It's a soft ground underneath here in Omagh, but an intriguing battle lies ahead between two excellent teams.
No, certainly, Colin, it's good to be here. Look, these two teams probably know each other pretty well. If I was looking ahead to this match, I was thinking last year they met at a relegation sort of a battle. On that occasion, Stewartstown come out on top. However, it didn't matter in the end. Both teams actually end up going down. So, look, they've probably built up a wee bit of a rivalry between themselves over the last few years, and certainly looking forward to today. It's going to be a very intriguing battle, and expect a good game.
Intriguing battle normally, and the scores that both teams have wrapped up to date. 23 points is the average that Stewartstown have scored. Aghaloo 22 points. High scoring forward lines. Can we expect that today? Or an open game of football where we'll have 6 forwards sitting up and high scoring from our inside forwards?
Well, I suppose if any team nowadays see what the opposition is producing in the forward line, they're going to try and stop that. So look, both full forward lines have scored prolifically. I suppose Stewartstown maybe had the extra game which maybe added to their scores. And on that occasion, I think they played Derry, which happened to be at that match. And they struggled, or not. Sorry, it was not more in the first match they played. They struggled that particular day with their shooting, but they've certainly improved that aspect of their play. But both teams, I would suggest, you could see maybe men sweeping in behind and sitting in front of that full forward line. The conditions obviously are maybe a bit more difficult today, but maybe that might suit some of these smaller forwards inside. They might get a very fortuitous goal or something might happen today. Mistakes will happen inside, and them ways are the sort of players that might capitalise on that.
All the talk about scoring forwards, but one of the things that has stood out to me in terms even of Aghaloo is that they're tackling in around the middle of the field, and that diamond of players that they have in that key area, and turnovers are going to be key for them on a wet day when ball can be knocked out of the hand very easily.
Yeah, well, if you look at the players they have in that sort of area, the two McGlones, incredibly strong players. It's interesting to note that Rory McGlone, he probably would have been noted maybe as a more forward player. Has represented obviously Tyrone at on the 21 level, played corner forward. He won a college All-Stars, so he did at my own school in the academy at centre-half forward. So he's now sitting in a position where he's playing in centre-half back, and he probably has the physique to sort of sit in that position, dictate the play quite a bit. And Jody again is a similar sort of a player, and the other players they have around them there, you mentioned your fella Stuart Douglas again. He's coming from a rugby background as well, so I'm sure he's physically well fit. So that's something they're going to probably target today. As much as we said, maybe potentially teams might both set a player back. If they can stop the supply of ball going in, then that sort of helps to get that forward line on both sides.
Yeah, if they can stop the ball going into the likes of Dan Lowe, who has been in top form for Stewartstown in there. But a man we have to talk about is, of course, is Gareth Devlin, who's going to come in and start in the corner for Stewartstown. He's not 15 his name, a stalwart of Stewartstown through the years. In terms of matchups, who do you put on him? What do you do to quell that threat from him coming in?
No, it's going to be interesting to see who picks up Connollys. I think it was no surprise to see him playing there.
Yeah, he's going to come in and he's going to start in the corner for Theo Lowe. And as it is county final day, we have extra time here on Tyrone GA Live, and that allows us the comfort of hearing from both camps before the beginning of the match. Eugene McConnell, Tyrone PRO, had the opportunity to talk to Stephen Donnelly, Aghaloo manager, and Blake Smith from the Stewartstown camp.
Tá fáilte rómh a legan seo aniu
Anton
Park
Craig.
Ely O'Neill Sheely Park in Oma. I have with me now the Aghaloo manager
19 for
Gary
Stephen
O'Connor.
Donnelly. Stephen, county final day, a day that I'm sure at the start of the season you were hopefully emanating to want to be here, and now the day has finally arrived. I'm sure you and the rest of the players are buzzing.
Yeah, Eugene, we're really looking forward to it. As you say, at the start of the year, 18 teams in this division. There's only 2 teams can make it to the final day, and we're absolutely delighted that ourselves and Stewartstown are here in county final day, and we're really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and conditions slightly damp, but in looking at the pitch, it's fairly sound underfoot, and despite all the rain, so that's a good thing in itself.
It is. Ourselves and Stewartstown, 2 good footballing sides. Credit to Loma, the pitch is in serious condition there for a surface that took 2 games yesterday, and no doubt there no complaints there. We're the surface is perfect for a county final, and we're just delighted we're going to be part of it.
Yes, and this year Stewartstown and yourselves have been both up there in the junior league and competing. Stewartstown have the title in the bag, and this is a big one for you today. But I'm sure after the performances in the 3 rounds to date, the players have grown in confidence, and I'm sure they'll take that into this final today.
Definitely, yeah. We had a very tough opener against Drumrah. Like Drumrah had been at the stage a couple of years ago in the county final, so we knew we had to be ultra prepared for day one. And then we took that into the next game against Finton, and then obviously against Stewartstown. But again, we showed improvement in all of those games, but it's going to take a real improvement from our last day out to be able to match Stewartstown today. And we're hopeful that our lads can deliver that big performance on the big day.
And looking at the team, there's no late injury cry-offs. Everything's going to plan.
Yeah, we're happy. Obviously, we have a couple of injuries there. Jason McGrew obviously going to need a cruciate operation, and Michael Maloon's struggling a wee bit there. But our first 15 are good to go. We were missing lads earlier in the year. Rory and Jared with cruciate injuries are now back, and it's great to have the lads back on the field on the biggest day of the year.
And county final day is a big day for both clubs, and Healy Park no doubt will be packed to the rafters here with the intermediate final afterwards. So on behalf of Tyrone TV, we want to wish you all the best in the final, and hopefully we'll be talking to you after the final. Good luck, Stephen.
Cheers, thank you, Eugene. Cheers.
I'm now joined by the Stewartstown manager here, Blake Smith. Blake, county final day, a big day for the players, but equally a big day for the management team also.
Yeah, it's a massive day. It's the day we all want to be playing football. Just maybe the conditions could have been a bit better, but look, we're looking forward to it, and hopefully we can perform to our best.
All throughout the season, Stewartstown have been on fine form, going through the league and collecting the Division 3 league title. Today's another step up, but I'm sure the players are itching to get out onto the park and make another big performance.
Yeah, they can't wait. I know the week off in between is nice to get boys back and 100% fit, but it can be a long time too waiting for the game, and the boys they can't wait to get on the pitch at this stage. Yeah,
and conditions here today, although a little bit damp, it's unbelievable. The surface is very firm despite all the rain.
Yeah, very surprising actually. I was expecting there to be a few puddles about, but look, it looks pretty good. Couple of bad days there, so look, it looks pretty good, so hopefully it holds up.
And going to the team itself, hopefully everybody available for selection, no late injuries, everyone chopping at the bit to get onto the park and play their part.
Yeah, thank God this week now we got through it injury free. We were 100% ready to go, and we're just thinking, can we get through the last week and not get somebody pulling up? But look, pretty good. There's nobody really carrying any knocks at all, and we're ready to go.
And a big crowd expected here from the Stewartstown Harps. I'm sure they'll be all mad keen to cheer on the Harps to a junior title.
Yeah, look, the support's been unbelievable this last week or two. The amount of people has been helping us out in all different ways. It's amazing. With people coming back from England and different places to really support us. It's amazing to see it all, and hopefully we can do the job for them.
Yeah, and on behalf of Tyrone TV, there's been a lot of people contacting us and offering best wishes to the Harps from all across the world. So on behalf of Tyrone TV, we want to wish you all the best here today, and hopefully we'll be talking to you after the final.
Brilliant, Eugene, thank you.
Agus Jin Hollywood Stephen Donnelly, agus Blake Smith, agus Ada Kainch, Eugene McConnell, own Tyrone GA TV. Kieran, interesting talking to the 2 lads, but looking at them and looking at the role that both sets of management have had within their clubs. 2 sets of management that played with their clubs, and have come back now to take up the helm and to help their clubs out and to try and win big trophies and big days.
Look, Stephen Donnelly is a stalwart of a Aghaloo club. I suppose he's around our own vintage too. We've played along with him, and we know what you get with Stephen. Like so, I know he was involved with maybe taking Brookborough last year actually out in Fermanagh, and he'd only maybe stopped playing like myself a few years ago. So he's back in there again, heavily involved with his club, and I suppose it's a great reward for the efforts that he's put in as well. And look, Stewartstown the same. You've Blake Smith there. I've come up against him regularly myself at different stages. Peter Armour as well involved there. So I suppose it's great to see that you have two clubs there that have home people helping out within their club.
Yeah, it's great to see two home management teams in charge of their two clubs and their two teams. Looking forward to this junior final here today, and it's just time for us now to look at both teams and go through in detail the starting 15 for both sets of teams as they're due to come out onto the field very shortly now, and we're looking forward to throwing here in the junior championship final. And we're going to have a look first of all at Stewartstown and how they're going to line out. Agus in Stewartstown and Coolbyra, Greg Kelly, probably the elder statesman of the team, 33 years old, the site manager. He's going to be minding the house, Stewartstown, Fohunny and Creve Venue. The full back line is made up of Jason Park, a man with an under 21 medal, and the full back is Tír Imulnacarnog, 26 years of age, is Darren Devlin. Agus Creeknew and Leanishin is Connor Quinn, also 26, and another man with an under 21 county medal to his name. The half back line is made up of Kieran Robinson. The centre half back is Captain Lafernie and Shin Mark Rooney. Rishtella Bun Fuifizahian Egerson Comoy, and Tiernan Rush makes up the half back line there, another man again with an under 21 medal for Stewartstown, peppered across this team with under 21 medals, having won that title in 2016. Middle of the field at Arna Parka, Stephen Talbot. He is partnered in there by the very, very influential Shea Burke, a man who scored 2-5 against Strabane in the county semi-final. The half forward line is made up of Gerard O'Neill, of Macaulay Quinn, one to watch out for, who scored 2-7 in total during this junior championship so far, a massive total for him. Agus Rishtella is Stian Chin to Aghaloo Igivra Doyeg. Number 12 is replaced. Dylan McInhaddle makes way there for number 28 coming in. No big surprise to us here. Cathal Devlin comes in to start that game. Again in the full forward line there's another change as number 29 Manny's Devlin comes in to replace Theo Lowe. Gareth Devlin, who has scored 0-15 to date, no surprise to us that he's going to come in to start in the corner, a stalwart of Stewartstown teams over the year. Full forward is Shea O'Neill, and Dan Lowe completes the lineup there for Stewartstown. And the Aghaloo team, as we get ready here for the national anthem, is Neil McKenna in goals. He's back from Australia and he's going to be minding the edge of the square for us there. The full back line is made up of Darren Muldoon, Caelan Boyle and Gerard Daly. The half back line, Padraig McGeary, Rory McGlone, Owen Ward. Middle of the field is Jody McGlone and Stuart Douglas. The half forward line is James O'Hara, Enda McGarty, Conor Mullen, and the full forward line is manned by Niall McElroy, Niall Henderson and Tiernan Donnelly, very influential in the corner as we pause on Shaw Fohunny or on the vein Riv Clehacanish Socia here on Achunday. Agus sinné bumate cúnas an sin I gifna iad siúd fuair báth ar na mullabh agus na frinne ré chun a chóirt ar a chéile a muí an sin I Arna Parka. Agus muid I gankar seo here a couple of changes that are very, very key. I suppose no surprise the two Devlins coming in to start for Stewartstown.
No, no surprise. You look at the influence that Gareth Devlin has on that team over the last 15 years or so he's been playing. He's a very influential player, and inside, like he's prolific scorer all the time, and you can see that when you mentioned there the scores he's got so far in the championship, and that's him not even starting maybe in the first few games. So he did, because obviously he had spent a bit of time this year in America playing a bit of football out in Chicago, so he's only back there maybe in around August time. So I know he didn't play in the first game, but you look at he probably kept him in the championship. The Drumquin match, which they pushed him to extra time, it was Manny's who stepped up at the end to kick an equalising free to get them to extra time. So, you know, as much as Stewartstown have racked up good scores, you know, on that particular occasion Drumquin could have tipped them up, and they were fortunate enough to just get through it. And that's the sort of calibre of player that maybe on a day like today the experience makes a big difference. And Cathal obviously again a big strong player. He's a brother of Darren. I would imagine that he'd be a big target for kickouts for him.
Big target for kickouts, our man in the middle today, and to get us underway in proceedings here in the county junior final is Cathal Bell from Connollys, and he will be assisted by Michael Quinn, Michael Kelly, and Shane King is the fourth official. Agus Mastin and Focal all war respect is the big word amongst officials today. Respect ourselves and respect others is the key message that has been sent out by Croke Park for supporters, for players and management alike to respect the officials, and likewise for the officials to respect those who are taking part in our games here. As we see both teams set out coming towards the middle of the field, the referee is looking to check that everything is good and is underway, and matchups are always key at this point of the game, trying to see who's going where and what is happening. Both sets of management keeping an eye on proceedings to see the key matchups. As the referee Cathal Bell gets us underway and the ball breaks in the middle of the field, and we see Stewartstown on the attack. Macaulay Quinn with the ball played in towards the full forward line, an early ball in and dangerous ball. It breaks in front of and an opportunity for a goal, and an early goal, a great goal there early on by Shea O'Neill, who come onto the breaking ball there very quickly. That ball was played in by Macaulay Quinn, and a fantastic finish low on the ground, give the keeper no chance, Liam McKenna, to finish into the corner of the net, and we can see in front of him. What a start for a goal.
We just talked about that before the game, the conditions today. The ball went in there, sort of maybe just slipped in behind the full back line, and Shea slipped in, he got in behind them, and he didn't take time to pick it up. He just drew on it, and it managed to get over the line. So great start for Stewartstown.
A great start in the first minute of the game, inside the first 30 seconds for Shea O'Neill to finish that, and Stewartstown at the stage looking to come and press forward again. We see the ball played again to that full forward line. It breaks this time and goes out for a wide, and an absolute dream start for Stewartstown to this county final here. Kieran, on the other hand, Aghaloo, an early goal like that, it's a sucker punch early in the game.
It certainly is, but I suppose the good thing about it, if they can manage to recover here at this stage, then there's still plenty of time in this game. It's up to Stewartstown now to see if they can capitalise on this period of play that they have.
Great goal and great composure there by Shea O'Neill to finish past Neil McKenna, who incidentally is come in to goals after an injury to Aghaloo's regular goalkeeper there, to Jason Mulgrew, and the ball's played out and the ball's over on the side of the field underneath the stand, and the Stewartstown again are hungry to the breaking ball. We see Gareth Devlin coming forward with the ball and playing it forward. Stewartstown again on the attack through Jordan O'Neill switching again and giving the ball in to Cathal Devlin, who's grounded. A strong tackle put in there on the big man, who doesn't go down too easily, and allows Aghaloo the chance to break up the field. Neil Henderson has come in towards the middle of the field. He's playing very deep and he's battling for possession here to see if he can win it. Great play there by Stewartstown on the deck by Jason Park to win that possession there for Stewartstown, but are judged to have been touched on the ground there, and ferocious tackling early in this game. Cathal Bell is in charge of proceedings, and he's making sure that he keeps a tight watch on what's going on and affording Aghaloo the chance, an early chance for Tiernan Donnelly to try and get his forwards connected and to get them on the go. He plays the ball back in towards the middle of the field to Owen Ward, who looks up again, finds Tiernan Donnelly, who plays a lovely cross field ball into space over here underneath the commentator position, and lovely tight possession there by Gary O'Gorman to win the ball. Gets Aghaloo on the go, back to Tiernan Donnelly. Tiernan Donnelly has a go and finishes a great score over the bar for Tiernan Donnelly for his first score of the game, and a real settler there for Aghaloo. Tiernan Donnelly highly influential in that passage of play. Kieran.
Yeah, again, Tiernan's a real good finisher, so he is when he gets the opportunity, and he picked up a wee bit of his pocket of space there just in the D. Stewartstown have to watch out for that, not let him go free again. Yeah,
and Aghaloo enjoying that space, as we see a press by them further out the field and allowing Stewartstown the opportunity to get the kick out away, get 100% possession on their own kick out. Stewartstown have found the ball in round their own 45, and they look to see what's on inside. Cathal Devlin again with possession. He works at his midfield partner Stephen Talbot. A high ball in towards the edge, squirted down low, and it's broke there out towards again the Stewartstown forwards, who find themselves in possession and are happy. Gareth Devlin to go down strongly on that to win the ball, but fierce tackling coming into the stage in the round of gear, and that could have gone either way.
Yeah, no, there's been a few hard hits there so far in the first few early minutes of this game. Interesting note there, Ray McGlone has picked up Gareth Devlin. He's been marking him there his last few minutes, so that'll be an interesting battle throughout this game.
Two high balls in towards the edge of the square, an obvious tactic from Stewartstown at this early stage.
Yeah, well, they seem to have keen to get the ball in as early as they can, but on that occasion there, Conor Mullen had dropped back into position. The five had broke it down there when they managed to sweep it up.
Strong play in around the middle of the field from both sets of teams here. Gary O'Gorman wins the ball and wins the break and ships it out in towards Conor Mullen. Conor Mullen strong running from Conor Mullen, and he looks inside to see if he can find a lovely pass inside to now McElroy. Takes on his man, finds Tiernan Donnelly on the outside, and interplay between the two of them. Great interplay, but he's bottled up by the Stewartstown rear guard by Mark Rooney, who's able to strip possession away to his midfield partner, and Stewartstown break very strongly. Tiernan Rush coming out again, finding that man who's been in a lot of possession, Cathal Devlin, early on in the game. Again, Rush finds time with the ball underneath the stand and looks up to find again and connects well with Devlin. A fierce tackle put in on Devlin, and he's shipped to the ground. He's seen a right few shoulders early on in the game at this stage, and Aghaloo come forward to see if they can again press the advantage, if they can get a score, and if they can work the ball into their forward line. Gary O'Gorman again, who's been a lot of the ball, finds again, if it is shocked, Owen Ward out on the left hand side of the field. Slow build up by Aghaloo at this stage. Ward goes forward to see if he can find the inside man. He connects well with Tiernan Donnelly. Tiernan Donnelly looks to see if there's anything on and is happy to carry possession to try and find an Aghaloo man on the ball. Again, very comfortable on the ball, and works it out to again another Aghaloo man out in the far right hand side of the field. James O'Hara is looking to see if he can connect there with again the Elder Statesman Jared Daly, who's coming forward. A man comfortable in the ball, comfortable playing as a sweeper, but this time finds himself in the opposition front of the field, and he works possession back to Conor Mullins. Stewartstown happy to sit back at this stage to soak up the pressure that's coming from Aghaloo. They know that they're a goal to the good, they're 2 points to the good at this stage, and they're happy to allow Aghaloo possession out around the 45 to see what Aghaloo can do. Can Aghaloo come and break them down as Jody McGlone finds possession out towards Owen Ward. Again, Owen Ward, who was involved in the passage of play earlier on, is recycling the ball around, and it's very static, I suppose, at this stage, Kieran, from Aghaloo. There's nobody really breaking lines and coming forward from him.
Well, in fairness, the first 5 minutes of this game was quite intense, so maybe there's going to be a parade here with one team looking to hold a bit of possession. So Aghaloo are doing that for the time being. I suppose they're waiting for that opportunity, and you know, if they bide their time, sometimes or Stewartstown might make a mistake and make it in for a score.
James O'Hara on the ball underneath the stand and connects well with Niall Henderson. Niall Henderson, who has been very prominent for Aghaloo throughout this championship campaign. The pharmacist who plays off the edge of the square is down there, and Cahill Quinn decides that it's a push in the back or a shoulder down the back, and gives the opportunity to Aghaloo this time to get another point on the board and to reduce the gap between themselves, the deficit between themselves and Stewartstown at this stage of the game. And we see Everett Trijeg now, McElroy standing over the free kick, has a go, and he swings it on his left foot, and it drops in and it drops over the bar, and a great score there from Niall McElroy to give a second point of the game to Aghaloo. And again, pensive in their build up, Kieran, slow again, but finding the right man in possession, and the ball was key for them.
Well, for Stewartstown, they'd be disappointed there. They had got themselves back into a good defensive shape. The ball that was actually played into Niall Henderson there, if he wins it, he probably wasn't going anywhere, so it was a bit careless from Stewartstown to give away that free.
Stuart Douglas does well there to find the ball inside, and great ball played inside to Niall McElroy. He's one-on-one with the goalie. What does he do? Oh, he loses possession. The last opportunity, and great defensive display by Greg Kelly to come out. He has a word in Niall McElroy's ear to remind him that maybe he should have dispatched with a chance earlier, and again Stewartstown break, but an opportunity there, Kieran, by Niall McElroy. Should he have shot?
Look, it just shows you the threat that they have inside, so it is. But Dan Lowe's in the ball here now.
Dan Lowe on the ball. Dan Lowe swings on his right foot and puts it out to the right hand side. Play going from one end, watch it in the stool, straight into the other end as quickly as we can draw a breath here in this county junior final. Absolutely great start, 7 minutes in. It's Ancreef Stewartstown 1 goal, it's Aghaloo 2 points, and great play by both sets of teams. I suppose conditions are having an impact on handling and on keeping possession here, Kieran, during this game.
Of course it is, but Greg Kelly did well there to come out and close that angle on McElroy. But as the ball went to the ground, he could easily have toe-poked it in, similar to the Stewartstown goal, if he had thought of that.
The opportunities will be few and far between here, and it's important to take them whenever you get the opportunity. Tiernan Rush is strong in the tackle out there around the middle of the field, but Cahill Bale decides that he will pull the Aghaloo player back by the arm and is given the free and the opportunity here to Aghaloo. Brings the ball forward to the 45, and Conor Mullen has to look up to see what's on inside, plays the ball in a lovely outside of the foot pass in towards his full forward line. Tiernan Donnelly finds himself in possession, shoots over the shoulder without taking a look, and that ball drops in around the edge of the square, and Greg Kelly comes out, does well, breaks the ball out, and Stewartstown react quickest to it. Mark Rooney comes out, good and strong in possession, good centre half back play by the captain Lafernia to come out, and composure by him is the key word, as he's happy to solo the ball out and to carry Stewartstown forward, and links again well with Tiernan Rush. Strong play from Rush early on in this game as he comes forward, surging through the middle of the field to see if there's anything on inside. Gerard O'Neill now with possession, plays it, and again a foul made there. That tackling we talked about by Aghaloo in round the middle quarter of the field. At times it's just borderline here.
They're certainly playing on the edge, and look, they know that what they have to do to win this game today. They're going to bring an edge of physicality to it, and certainly we're seeing that in the first 5-10 minutes of this game.
First 5 or 10 minutes of the game, we see Shea Burke. He's down on the ground, and he's obviously in a bit of pain and a bit of distress there, and he's a key man for for Stewartstown if they want to go and win and get their hands on the Pat Darcy Cup here today in the county final. A man who scored 2-5 against Strabane, 2-8 in total. He's had quite a significant impact on Stewartstown throughout this campaign, as is the man who's standing over the ball is Gareth Devlin, a man who has been absolutely deadly from place balls. And Kieran, I suppose it's one thing that you don't want to do is give that man the opportunity to have any kind of strike from within the 45. He can put it over from anywhere within that distance.
No, it's definitely well within Gareth's range, and he's the sort of player that he's the confidence to do that. And if you give him a chance early on doors, it'll just open that door for him, and maybe he could swing over 3 or 4 points very quickly in a short period of time. But again, it was interesting just to note you had said there about earlier on we had a period to play there where Aghaloo were keeping the ball and eventually got that free. But look, if you play the ball indirect, you see what the results of it are. We had a goal chance there which Nell had, and immediately near enough Stewartstown had a chance down low at the other end, and he'll be disappointed he didn't get that over the bar, because I know in the first match when I seen him playing against Dartmoor on that particular occasion, he maybe had about 5 or 6 wides, and the rest of the game then he struggled just to maybe get the ball over the bar. So it'll be interesting to see how he recovers from that miss.
And we see, looking out on the pitch here, there's quite a bit of concern over Shea Burke and his future and his participation in the rest of this game. We see the medical officials are remonstrating here and talking very vociferously to the referee, to Cathal Bell, as to what's going to happen with Shea Burke. And it looks maybe at this stage that Burke might be leaving proceedings and might have to go off due to that heavy knock and that injury. And the Stewartstown management coming onto the field not too happy with what's going on here with Cathal Bell. I think it could possibly be a call for a stretcher early on in this game, Kieran.
Yeah, look, I suppose you would think both teams or both management will factor these things into the game. You just don't know what's going to happen in the early stage of the game. We can see there that the stretcher has been called for him. It'll be interesting to see who comes on, obviously first Stewartstown to replace Shea. But look, it's early doors in the game, and I say each team's had a setback as such. Aghaloo have recovered a wee bit from the goal they gave away. Now this is to see how Stewartstown recover from this. Yeah,
middle of the field is a key area for both teams. Obviously Shea Burke, and a lot of talk about him before the game, but Steen Foster, Jody McGlone, a key man for Aghaloo, and Stuart Douglas, a man who's caught my eye going forward. As you said earlier, a man who played a bit of rugby in his underage career, but again, that driving forward, those runs that he creates from the middle of the field really drive Aghaloo forward. Himself, Enda McGarry and Jody McGlone, key in there for Aghaloo in terms of bringing the ball forward for them.
Of course, I say they have that physicality about them, and once they get started, I say I've played against Jody McGlone myself at times, and a real good player, and once he gets the head of steam up, he's hard to stop. And it'd be interesting to see if Stuart Douglas, similar type of footballer, he can make that impact too. But if I look at the matchups, Macaulay Quinn has come out the middle of the field, so he has, and he's playing there now. So Shea Burke had actually gone into the half forward line. And Macaulay Quinn is a very influential player for Stewartstown. Again, he can carry a ball. He's very powerful and strong. So I think from what I've seen so far, him and Jody seem to be matching up to each other. So it's going to be a real good battle between them two.
Yeah, and a lot of concern there. The medical team are out with Shea Burke and keen, I suppose, to on a cold day to get him off the field. It seems to be a kind of a blow maybe around his mid-region and around his stomach or his ribs, and a lot of care has been taken to make sure that that's handled correctly. And it's one of the good things about county final days is that we have the correct medical teams and the officials and people here in place to make sure that any injuries are dealt with correctly, and the player welfare is always of paramount importance here in terms of making sure that people are okay. The stall in proceedings, that 5 minutes maybe now, Kieran, for players, it's not ideal when you've got into the game, when you're maybe 10 minutes in the game and you have to stop for 2 or 3. You cool down, and concentration is something that can go in that period as well.
Of course, yeah. No, as I said, I mentioned there before, Stewartstown started really well, but 12 minutes have passed by now, and they haven't added to that goal that they got early on in the game, so they'll be anxious obviously to add to that. Aghaloo have come back into the game and recovered, so after this period here, it'll be interesting to see which team can maybe step it up again.
Yeah, we can have a look here at that incident and how Shea Burke sustained that injury, and we can see here strong play, and he comes through there and a collision there, Kieran, and he looks to be holding himself in around the middle. It was maybe a booty shift there into around the mid-region, maybe something that's caught him in around the ribs that's causing injury there.
Yeah, but certainly looking at it there, I don't think it was anything intentional there from. I think was it maybe Enda McGarry coming back. He just seemed to maybe as Shea was running one way and he was running another way, the two of them collided, and then he fell on top of him. So look, I hope Shea's not too badly injured, and looking at it there, I say I don't think there was any intent.
No, and one of the key things is that he's up on his feet and he's able to go off without the aid of a stretcher, which is always good, and we wish him a speedy recovery as he makes his way off the field there with the Stewartstown medical team and with the medical team here, Order of Malta here in Healy Park. and we hope that he can make a full recovery from that injury and a speedy recovery. We wish him all the rest. It's not a nice thing to see a player going off at this stage early in a county final due to an injury like that. Again, he's been helped off very gingerly there towards the sideline. But again, Cathal Bell will be keen to get proceedings underway, and this man, Gareth Devlin, will be keen to do that as well. And he's opting to take this opportunity from the hands rather than from the deck. It's one that he's maybe 45 yards out. He's going to have a dig at it, but before he does that, he's going to have a chat with the management. Instructions and any opportunity getting instructions on are good, Kieran. In the county final day where you're being watched, the management are being watched by the officials, and you don't get an opportunity to get on to talk to players, so any chance is always good.
Of course, I know. I suppose there's messages at different stages during the half. You want to get on, you don't get the opportunity. To see Stewartstown are bringing in Aghaloo there just to replace Shea Burke. Theodore's
coming in and making his way onto the field to replace Shea Burke. In fact, Chinny, he was named to start in the corner. Theodore, the 18-year-old student, and he's coming in and looking to make an impact here in this county finals. We see the shot coming in off the outside of the boot from Gareth Devlin. It drops out. It curls in actually and goes over the bar. A brilliant score there from Gareth Devlin. All 45 yards away from the goals, outside of the boot, and an absolutely brilliant strike from him, Kieran.
Yeah, no, he's well capable of doing that, and that's probably the sort of lift that maybe Stewartstown need after losing Shea from that injury.
Kick out towards the middle of the field, and the big man up. Stuart Douglas is up and gets hands to it and breaks it down. Well done by him. James O'Hara connects well and sets O'Hara on his way, soloing down underneath the stand. Stewartstown are getting numbers back and filtering back across the 45 and force Enda McGarty back towards the middle of the field. Aghaloo will have to come again to see if they can find a way through, and Big McGlone's on the ball. He's one man that'll punch a way through if he can. Connects round well with Gary O'Gorman who's been in possession and a key link man for Aghaloo early on in this first half, and he finds Conor Mullen, the speedster, the quick running, influential Conor Mullen, who's been very good for Aghaloo, 1-3 in total in this championship campaign, and he looks up to see if there's anything on, but he decides to link again there with Jody McGlone. Jody McGlone decides to see if he can find a way forward, and possession stripped by Shea O'Neill. Well done by Shea O'Neill, who in the break again, and very good and athletic performance by him to set Stewartstown on the front foot as they come steaming forward. It's Gerard O'Neill, he comes steaming forward on his own, and he's dragged down by the Aghaloo rear guard there. Last ditch defending by Aghaloo to bring him down at this stage by Owen Ward, and again running forward, steaming forward was Gerard O'Neill. We can see him here, and the tackle in from behind Kieran, and a last ditch attempt to drag him back, and no doubt that was a free in.
Well, I suppose coming from a defending backer point of view, I might disagree with that, but I think in fairness he was trying his best to get his hand across him, and his right hand just then actually collided with him, and unfortunately he didn't get a touch on the ball, and the two men fell over. So I suppose the referee's going to give it to the forward on these occasions.
Dan Lowe strikes this one. It's high and up, and it's gone out to the left hand side and wide, and wide from Dan Lowe there. He'll be disappointed. He'll be looking for a score, Kieran, to get himself more involved in this game. A man who has been influential for Stewartstown so far. He'll be unhappy with that from what was probably a relatively easy angle for him, as we see kick out again high towards the middle of the field. Aghaloo's kickouts have all been directed in that area. Stephen Talbot wins possession there for the Stewartstown men and sets them on their first touch here for Theo Lowe. Looks up and see if he can connect with Dan. He does connect with Dan, and Dan goes down to the ground and pleads from the Stewartstown men for a free. Referee waves play on, no advantage, no quarter given, and as we see there, a hand pull there to give Aghaloo the free out to Rory McGlone, who's urging his troops forward, urging Aghaloo to go forward with possession. Conor Mullen's back in round the edge of the square, a man dropping deep, not familiar with the full back line. Normally he has in his past played as a half back for Aghaloo, carries the ball forward and links well with Niall Henderson. Henderson wins ball comfortably and tries to take on his man out underneath the stand, but he has to beat three Stewartstown men around him. They strip ball, and again it's Tiernan Rush who's in their slippery conditions, but Stewartstown making the most of it, and Gerard O'Neill down again strong over the ball to win possession by Stewartstown. Stewartstown tackling, Kieran, is very good at this stage, getting numbers around the ball and stripping possession from Aghaloo.
Well, look, that period of play there was great to see. Both teams very committed to it. The opportunities there today maybe to slide in for a wee bit of tackles, and the referee is giving a wee bit go.
Aghaloo come forward again. Kieran Donnelly with possession around the 45. A lovely ball played inside to Niall McElroy. He sees if he can win possession in the corner. He's tracked tightly by Mark Rooney, by Kaplan in front. A great battle between the two, and it's Rooney who's out on top who wins the ball, but gives away possession again to McElroy, who's like an absolute torture around him to try and win possession back, and happy that he has done so. And a great battle between the two of them in their conditions again, playing an important part in this game, but McElroy did very well there to win the ball back.
He did. In fact, I think it's Karen Robinson has actually been picking up there. Number 5 is picking up Niall McElroy. It's been a good battle so far, but Karen initially did well, but now come back at him, dispossessed, and won the free for his team.
And a lovely ball played inside the end of McGarty, finds himself in around the edges. Where can he connect? He tries to get the pass away, but again it's Tiernan Rush or Gerard O'Neill who's back there to win possession for Stewartstown. Good defending by him, and again a chance given to Aghaloo, a key chance that's given to them by the ball being touched on the ground by Macaulay Quinn. He'll not be happy with that, because that's a gift of an opportunity, Kieran. Whenever you've done so well, you've numbers back and you've men in there, when you give away a simple free like that.
When you look at the scores that Aghaloo have got so far in the game, they've got 1 point early doors from Tiernan Donnelly, and the next was a free from Niall, and here's another free that you expect Niall McElroy to put over the bar.
Now McElroy, who's been brilliant with the boot and brilliant from place balls for Aghaloo throughout the championship, connects well with that on his left foot and gives the umpires the easy decision to raise the white flag and to give Aghaloo another point, and they've clawed their way back into this game. Ní moment ag tíomh Stephen Céadla a Hien Dun Cleave agus Three Finch Aghaloo. 1 point separates them as we approach 20 minutes into the first half, and Stewartstown come out again coming forward with the ball to see if they can get their big men on the front foot here in the forward line. Shea O'Neill's out round the 45 and he connects well with the Stewartstown forwards as they seek to come forward and find possession. A lovely ball played in there by Theo Lowe. Theo Lowe connects well again with the cornerback Jason Parker, who has a go on his right foot. Will that come in? Will it curl over the bar? The umpires look at each other and decide that it's gone out to the right, and it's gone out for a wide. But again, good play there from Stewartstown finding men, and good possession coming forward there from Jason Park to find himself in position. Maybe he should have worked it back round again, Kieran, rather than taking that chance on.
Potentially for 8-footer kicker from that side in the conditions we have today, it was a difficult enough score to take on, and probably in the modern game most teams now will if that risky shot isn't on, maybe they'll walk it back, and Stewartstown might learn from that for the next time they go forward. But interesting to see Jason coming up that far in the pits and joining in the attack.
Just trying again see to come forward. Macaulay Quinn with possession, and he's tackled by 2-3 Aghaloo men and forced back. Shea O'Neill is there to win the break for him. Stewartstown seeing if they can find a way forward. Tiernan Rush in possession again and works it back to Macaulay Quinn. Numbers up again for Stewartstown. Cathal Devlin looking to see if he'll spread possession out to this right hand side of the field, and Gerard O'Neill, a man who's been involved an awful lot for Stewartstown in the first half, works the ball back out and round to Kyron Robinson, looks to see if he can connect inside, and again strong defensive play from Aghaloo, brave in going down on every single breaking ball that's there. 3 of them standing over the ball that is broken there, and Cathal Bell decides that that's a free from the Aghaloo man. But again, a key part of their play, Kieran, is getting numbers in around those breaks and suffocating any kind of chance to win it and get forward again.
Well, Stewartstown maybe didn't help themselves there with the type of pass they were trying to play. I think it was Karen Robinson, number 5, who tried to pass the ball into a tight space. It gave, I think it was Rory McGlone, the opportunity to go in and go fight for that ball, and as soon as they fought for the ball, they got 3 or 4 men in around and got them turned over.
Gerard O'Neill again finds himself in possession over beside the dugout, over beside where Stephen Donnelly and Ernie McAnally are keeping a keen eye on proceedings here. The ball is spread out and wide for Stewartstown to Mark Rooney, who's underneath the stand and looks to find Dan Lowe. Lovely pass played into Lowe, who wins possession and connects well there with his forward line and with one of his burly cornerbacks, Conor Quinn, who's found his way forward, has a go on his right foot. The umpires will look, it's high, and it's a great score from the cornerback from O'Quinn, who finds himself coming forward. And again, we talked about cornerbacks maybe shooting from those positions. He's proved us wrong here, and a good strike for him and a good score.
Well, in fairness to Conor there, he was a bit closer to the goal compared to Jason's last one, and in fairness he has scored 2-2 in this championship to date, so it's no surprise. But it's interesting to note, Stewartstown have changed Stephen Talbot back inside. He's marking Tiernan Donnelly, so Conor Quinn must have come out actually, so that's why he found himself in that position.
Aghaloo win possession in the middle of the field. Andy McGarty strong under the kick out there to find Stuart Douglas underneath the stand. The strong run and the forceful run, and Stuart Douglas, he'll see if he can go and get possession back. He does. He connects well and finds himself in space. He drives forward and sees if he can connect with his forward line to put them on the front foot. And again, coming in on the left hand side, Aghaloo, a shot on the left foot and a point for Aghaloo, and a great score and a great team score from Aghaloo there by Niall McElroy, who connected with that lovely running, strong forward running from Stuart Douglas, who comes steaming through there to connect with him, and with Tiernan Donnelly to fire that over the bar. And anything Stewartstown can do, Aghaloo are right back with a response and whenever it's needed, Kieran.
No, certainly, the pace has picked up a wee bit in the game here, and certainly both teams are giving everything. Real good score there for Aghaloo. You look at the run that Niall McElroy to get into that space to get it, it was really good.
And Aghaloo have done well to win possession back. There's an opportunity here. There's a one-on-one as we see Tiernan Donnelly coming running forward. He had one defender, he had a man inside him, possibly Kieran a chance to go and maybe sneak the pass inside. I think he had a man inside in his left. Tiernan Donnelly was happy with that opportunity here as we see this passage of play coming forward. Tiernan Donnelly in the ball here.
No, I think Tiernan actually made the correct decision on this occasion. It was risky enough maybe to go for the goal, and it keeps the momentum for Aghaloo here, keeps them on top.
It does. It brings Aghaloo even with Stewartstown at this stage. 1-2 to Stewartstown, not 5 to Aghaloo, 23 minutes in. And Aghaloo, despite conceding that early goal within 30 seconds of this first half, have drawn it back level and will be happy with their performance in the first half as Stewartstown come forward. Again, Cal Devlin, who's out around the middle of the field, shows us the level of skill that he has and works possession back out and round the Jason Park, who plays a lovely ball to Dan Lowe, who does very well to avoid the interest of the defender there of Caelan Boyle, and he comes forward on his own to see if he can beat Rory Malone. And Jody McGlone there, he stands up well and connects with Theo, who works the ball around to the midfielder Stephen Talbot, who has a go on his right foot. Stephen Talbot on his right foot, absolutely brilliant score from Stephen Talbot, and great play from the Stewartstown men coming forward and great connections from them. Kieran, a daily score from Stephen Talbot.
Yeah, well, probably in the last 5 minutes of the game has started opening up a bit and the scores are starting to flow a bit more, but again, Stephen has scored regularly throughout this championship. He's got 7 points and he's added to that now with a fantastic score.
Neil McKenna puts the ball out long and towards the middle of the field and lets the big men go and fight for it to do. Out towards the middle it is, and possession touched on the ground there by Aghaloo, and the referee awards the free in for Stewartstown as they come forward again through Cathal Devlin, who's been in the ball a lot, connects well with Gareth Devlin. Gareth looks up to see if he can find a man on his left foot, and he does, and he finds Kieran Rush on the left hand side, who has a go on his left foot, and unfortunately for him it goes out to the left hand side and wide. Notable, Kieran, that all of Aghaloo's kickouts are going long towards the middle of the field. They haven't worked a shorter option at this stage. Is it something that you would be saying maybe they should look at?
Well, I suppose again that's a management decision in terms of what they've decided to do with them, but they obviously feel confident enough to maybe go long with the ball and fight for it out there. They obviously are playing with an extra man back in Conor Mullen. They haven't really used him or used the spare man that's back there on the kick out, but just trying to push it up on them and forcing them to go long.
Neil McKenna goes long in towards the middle of the field again and lets the big men fight it out, and Enda McGardy is the big man on the end of that and wins possession for Aghaloo. A bit of a kamikaze pass in around the middle of the field by Padraig McGeary, but Aghaloo are able to mop it up and maintain possession. Conor Mullen finds himself out round the 45. He's urging his men forward. He's urging Aghaloo to drive forward with the ball whenever they get the opportunity, and they do that in the form of Owen Ward. Strong run for him to connect to Niall Henderson. Niall Henderson takes his man on and beats Jason Park well. A lovely bit of skill by him, and see if he can get Aghaloo on the go on the forward line if they can. Padraig McGeary again in possession. He works it out to Douglas with a high speculative ball in towards the edge of the square, and Stewartstown are happy to mop that up and come out with the ball and break at pace through Macaulay Quinn out round the middle of the field. Drives Stewartstown forward. He's got close attention there in the form of Owen Ward, and the referee decides that he was dragged back by the shoulder and brings the free back in towards the middle of the field. But possession again given away by Aghaloo coming forward. A nothing ball in there, Kieran, I suppose.
Look, I could see what he was trying to do. He had seen that maybe, I think it was Niall McElroy had sort of went in behind the defender. He just didn't get the right trajectory on the ball. But look, if that ball comes off, unfortunately cornerback maybe is exposed. And
a good ball played in there towards Dan Lowe, who's unable to maintain possession. He goes down under the challenge of the Aghaloo defender, or the Aghaloo rear guard. Caelan Boyle does well for Aghaloo, but hacks possession away and gives it back to Stewartstown and allows Stewartstown to come forward. And unfortunately for Dan Lowe, he's in possession on his own and nobody picking him up, and Jinx one way. Jinx thought to see if he can force his way in. Strong defending there from Conor Mullen to force him out and to win possession back. Great defending by him by the half forward out in the corner, and good defensive work by him, and sets Aghaloo again on the front foot. And good to see your defenders back in numbers doing that out. But Aghaloo sloppy in possession, coming out and gift possession back to Gareth Devlin, who has a go on his right foot, and a great score from Devlin, but a gift of an opportunity for him, Kieran.
Yeah, look, Owen Ward will be very disappointed there as he's coming out. He was dispossessed, but I think it was Theo Lowe got the hand in on him, and the ball just fell cadeny for Gareth. And look, he's within range, he was going to finish that, and he did.
And again, the referee is calling Conor Mullen over, and the attention of Dan Lowe also. He's going to have a word with the two men who were involved in that bit of a dogfight up in the corner for possession. A great crowd here in Healy Park today for this junior championship final. Another big crowd expected in later on for the intermediate final between Aidan Dork and Galbally on a wet Sunday afternoon. For the people who are watching at home, from the hundreds of people who have sent messages in to Tyrone GAA Live, to Farna Fáilte Rove, Higgin Canishaw and New Higgin Creelú Shaw, our Tyrone GAA Live. Messages from all around the world have been coming in, streaming into us here on Tyrone GAA Live for the coverage that has been done by Tyrone GAA of this magnificent junior, intermediate and senior championship 2022 campaign. As we see the ball out towards the middle of the field, the big man up for it, and again McGardy gets hands on a man who's won a lot of ball in round the middle of the field for Aghaloo. Strong running from the big man. He comes forward again to see if he can find anybody in the inside for Aghaloo, but again they're forced out and forced to maintain maintain possession across this 45 and to see if they can forge and if they can make a hole from this part of the field. They look to come forward with the ball. Heads up by Jody McGlone to see if there's anything on the inside, and there is, in the form of Tiernan Donnelly. Tiernan Donnelly looks to take his man on and decides to come back out and around again, and lovely skillful play by him to find James O'Hara out here on the left hand side of the field. Aghaloo will have to go again and have to see if they can punch another hole, because they've been driven out towards the middle of the field again by strong and disciplined and structured Stewartstown tackling. At this stage, Tiernan Donnelly, the man who found himself in possession earlier on, again in possession out underneath the stand, sends McGardy on his way, the man who won possession earlier on for Aghaloo in the middle of the field. He's looking to see if he can probe a hole and connect with the on-run Owen Ward. Owen Ward does well to win possession. Again, he's grounded, but he gets up strongly to see if he can find his way and burrow his way through, and again he's been judged to over carry the ball. Tiernan Ross, a man who's got through a mountain of work for Stewartstown, is back there, and defensive display by him has been excellent so far, Kieran, to turn ball over. But again, I suppose running the blind alleys there by Aghaloo.
Yeah, no, the pass that probably was given to Owen didn't do many favours, and look, once he went to ground, it was going to be very difficult to get back up again, very slippy conditions, and as you said, Tiernan turned him over there. But it's interesting to note there too, if you look at Greg Kelly a couple of occasions, Aghaloo were actually looking up, trying to get into the men inside, and Greg Kelly, he done it really well in the first match I seen him against Dartmoor. He actually at times was coming out and he was standing in the D. He's actually nearly playing as a sweeper in front of. So if you note there, you'll see he steps in, and it just makes the Aghaloo man think, I can't put the ball in front here. So if Stewartstown are getting men back as too, but obviously Greg has the ability maybe to read that game too, and he has the experience as well.
It's a risky enough tactic, but isn't it, when you have a sharp full forward line like Aghaloo have, you know, who can...
Yeah, well, as I said, he's not actually going out as far maybe as past the 21. But if you note, you'll see him in there in between that 13 and 21. He's an A line if nothing else, you know. And it means it makes that Aghaloo man hesitate about putting the ball in. And as I said, if you look at what Aghaloo they're trying to get the ball in there. We talked about this before the game, but you know, Stewartstown have different men at different stages who have come back to try and sweep in front, and not necessarily depending on the same man. But I say Greg's just interesting to note that he's trying to influence Aghaloo as well.
And again, concern down here for the average eye for James O'Hara from the Aghaloo management team. They're looking on with concern to see if they will have to make a change there. Stephen Donnelly, of course, and Ernie McAnally, Paul O'Hagan as well, part of that management team, and they're looking to see if young James O'Hara, the 17-year-old St Pat's Armagh student, a young man who is, you know, making his way in his football career, if he can continue on in this junior championship final. It's one of those days, Kieran, where, you know, there's a lot of ball going to ground, there's a lot of slip tackles, there's a lot of heavy hitting in there, you know, and you can expect, I suppose, your substitute and your bench to be used on a day like this.
Oh no, it was mentioned before the game, you know, the management talked about the fact that, you know, you have maybe a starting 15, but then you have the extended bench that have to add to the game like this, and so far, you know, Stewartstown have already lost a player and they've had to bring somebody in, and potentially it could happen here again for Aghaloo, although he might get to half time, but we'll see how he fares out. But look, the game has been played in a good spirit. You know, there's been a lot of good hard hits, and in fairness to the referee, he's tried his best to let it flow as much as he can, you know.
As we see the man who was mentioned earlier, Greg Kelly, the goalkeeper, who's happy to come out towards his own half back line and half forward line for Stewartstown. He's left the goal empty at this stage, and he's happy to come forward with the ball to see if he can drive his team forward and if he can get another score for them, as we are 30 minutes into this first half, and there will be extra time to be played due to the injuries that have been sustained in this first half. As we see Stewartstown coming forward with the ball and downed again, and good strong tackling by Aghaloo, but surrounded and smothered by 3-4 Stewartstown men. But Aghaloo do well to win the ball and to win possession back and to set themselves on the front foot again. There's some kind of dispute over at the sideline there between Enda McGardy and Stephen Donnelly and the sideline officials as to whether that ball actually went out or not. And it's not too often I see Stephen Donnelly as animated as that. He's normally cool and calm on the sideline, but he's a man who's absolutely, well, he's not happy with that decision.
Well, Connollys, fair, I don't think it was actually a sideline ball. I think what happened there was the Stewartstown man was trying to run back, and Enda McGardy actually stepped across and blocked his run and stopped him actually from trying to track back. So I'm surprised the referee maybe could have been thinking of a black yard on that occasion.
and the ball played in towards the Stewartstown full forward line, but Aghaloo back there in numbers. A man who's been back and played very deep for Aghaloo in this first half, Conor Mullen, who's doing more defending probably than he normally gets through in a game, and Aghaloo have numbers out around the middle of the field. Stuart Douglas plays a nice ball in towards his forward line, and again a lovely flick on there to set Jody McGlone racing forward on his own. He has McGarty on the outside, plays the ball to McGarty. McGarty has space in front of him. Can he make the most of this opportunity? Forces his way through, but again Stewartstown there in numbers around there to strip the ball away and to knock possession away. And absolutely great defending by them, great team play by Stewartstown to win that ball back, and there's no quarter given and there's no time given here as Stewartstown look to break again. But there's a bit of a dispute in round the edge of the square between the full back, between Darren Devlin, and I think it is Jody McGlone, and the referee has called for the ball to come back. Stewartstown will be unhappy with that because there was a break on there was numbers on there, and they thought that they had an opportunity to come forward again. Absolutely end-to-end stuff here, between sideline, between goal to goal, between injuries. It's it's breathtaking stuff here in the junior championship final, and we can see again James O'Hara has gone down. I don't think this man will be making it out for the second half due to an injury that has been sustained, and Ernie McAnally is over having a word. Stephen Donnelly and his management team will have to ring changes here probably before the half, to see if James O'Hara has to go off the field, and they're going to have to require some kind of surgery here to their half forward line before they go in at half time. But again, end-to-end stuff, Cian.
Oh, certainly, it's been a great battle between the two teams, and I think that's what you come to see today. As I said, they may have on occasions throughout the championship maybe racked up big scores, but I think what we all want to see is we want to see a tight contest, and we're certainly getting that. And I say every player out there is giving his all, and that's all we can ask for. And no, it's been great to see so far. You're probably looking, I would say maybe we could be looking at 5-6 minutes of injury time here in this first half. I don't think I've seen a board going up anywhere, but
no, and there's been no indication so far. We'll keep you informed as to how much time will be added on. An Brescia, Gan, Ian Iris, Avesta, and Joy, Geraldine Kedlaha, Agus Mudge, Iran Obi Fahanya, and Clehacana Shaw, Agus and Creve, Chat, Fantasy Lesson, Nerford, Stewartstown come steaming forward. Aghaloo have that numbers back again across the 45 to try and repress any kind of Stewartstown forward play, and the referee has called for possession, and he's called for the ball, and he's decided that he's seen enough of the first half. He's actually played 5 minutes, I think, of extra time here. The scoreboard tells us it's 30, but he has decided after 5 minutes that he is going to call a halt to proceedings here and allow the teams to go in for a much deserved and well earned break here at half time. And Creve Hina Cahir, Stewartstown 1-4, Aghaloo 5 points, and the referee is out again talking to the players in the middle of the field and explaining what is going on. It's hard to keep your eye on what's going on here. Kieran, there's that much happening during the course of this game?
No, definitely. As I said, you could be watching one thing and missing something else that's happening on the pitch, but I think that's just a reflection of the game we have. It's been entertaining. End-to-end sort of stuff. There's been some quality scores. You look at the scores that maybe some of the Stewartstown fellas got here earlier on. Gareth Devlin got one. I think we had mentioned then it was Stephen Talbot a great score as well. And you look at the scores that obviously Aghaloo have got from the main men that we expect to get the scores, the Tiernan Donnellys and the Niall McElroys. But I suppose look, coming into this match, I noted on the fact that Stewartstown had a bigger spread of scores. Obviously Aghaloo are more maybe dependent on them men inside, and I suppose if Stewartstown continue to play the way and in terms of trying to stop them, they might struggle to get scores from other avenues.
Who's the happier of the two management at the stage? Stewartstown with that early goal, Aghaloo coming back in it. Is it 50-50 at this stage?
I would say both managements have their concern going in. Aghaloo obviously the poor start that they made giving away that goal, but they recovered well enough. Stewartstown obviously losing Shea Burke with an injury as too, and he's an influential player for them, and they've recovered well enough. So I'd say both teams won't be going in saying, right, we'll have this game in the bag or anything. Certainly not. There's really intriguing second half to see how this pans out. But I suppose the key thing will be at start the second half. I think Aghaloo will be keen to come out and make sure that they can get themselves back level and maybe nudge in front. And from Stewartstown's point of view, they have a lead. Can they hold on to that lead, and can they build and extend that lead? Because coming in that sort of home straight, you want to maybe be in a winning position the way the game is played now.
Turnovers are an absolute key in any game, but today with conditions that are in it, and everything on the line, they're having a massive impact on this game so far.
Look, you're seeing the way both teams are sort of setting up around that maybe 45, and once Sandvik steps into that zone, if they're not moving the ball on quickly, they're going to get hit. And in fairness to Aghaloo, they've been very solid in around that area. I wouldn't want to be fancy hitting Ray McGlone or Jody McGlone. Any of them players are very strong players. Conor Mullen is a very strong player and playing a different role maybe that I haven't seen him play before, where he's sitting back in there and he swept quite well for them on occasion. So he has. So and Stewartstown are doing something similar too. So look, I suppose if anything at all, if they're learning a lesson, they're going to say to themselves, right, can we get that ball in a wee bit quicker? All right, because if they don't get in quick, then they're going to have to hold possession. Aghaloo probably have been more likely to do that. Stewartstown seem to be a wee bit more direct in terms of getting the ball in.
Okay, and as both teams have gone in at half time for a well-deserved break, we can take a break ourselves and go down to Eugene McConnell, who's down at the sideline, and he is joined by, I think he has both sets of management along with him. Eugene, alright lads.
We're now joined here at half time here in the LCC Group Junior Championship Final by two men that need no introduction. The joint Tyrone Senior Manager Fergal Logan and Aghaloo's Michael Donnelly, a brother of the Aghaloo manager Stephen. Looking back on that first half, conditions are poor, Fergal, but Stewartstown got off to a whirlwind start, a goal in the opening attack of the game, and it looked like that was the starting point for better things to come.
Yeah, well, it's always great to get a goal, Eugene, but sometimes they come very early and then teams kind of sit a bit, but it just has been unlucky. Shea Burke's a bad loss. Hopefully all's okay with Shea and he gets motoring, but listen, it's a nip and tuck game, absolutely very close, and could, will go down to the wire by the looks of it.
And looking at the Aghaloo performance, Michael, the goal unsettled them at the start, but you have to give credit where credit's due. They adapted well, they regrouped, and they got back on level terms there just 5 minutes before half time, and they were back in the game.
Yeah, I thought they showed a lot of composure to get back in. They probably played the better football. Stewartstown's game plan is very much about getting that long ball inside to Dan and Manny's. I think Aghaloo have looked off the ball well. We've got to do something with Greg Kelly's kick out, so I think that's really hurting Aghaloo.
And looking to Stewartstown there, Gareth Devlin is a man that normally can lift the side there. They're not getting enough ball into the full forward line so far.
Yeah, both forward lines are lively. The two inside men, Aghaloo, Mickey's lad and young Nan McElroy are good players too. So Stewartstown have proven scorers up there. We just need to get the ball up to them. I thought, and I hate to do it on referees, but I thought it was a stonewall definition of a black card there up the line here just before half time. So anyway, it's 15-15 for the second half, and let's see who the best team is.
And looking forward to the second half, Aghaloo, where do you think, what will Stevie be saying to them at half time? They're 2 points down. Where will they be looking for improvements?
I think getting some link between coming out of defence and getting the ball into our forward line. There's a massive gap, maybe 60-70 yards at times. It's hard to get the ball into them two inside forwards. But I think if they showed a wee bit more composure up front, they've left a few scores behind. I think there's chances to be got.
Yes, and the big crowd here today, the wet conditions, it hasn't dampened the spirits here. Both teams are really giving it 100%.
Oh, well, that's it, Eugene. The underfoot conditions are hard for scoring for forwards. The handling has been sort of, the ball's popping out everywhere, letting the play flow. The breeze is a bit of a factor, but it's a bit like last Sunday night here. It's hard to know. Sometimes coming down with it here, it's sort of a cross into the bottom left corner. So it's difficult conditions, but listen, the crowd are up for it and the teams are up for it. We have another final after this, so listen, it's a good afternoon.
Yeah, looking back on the Junior Championship, it has been a fantastic campaign right from the word go. There's been some exciting games right throughout, and the two quality teams that have reached the final are here on merit. Mickey?
I think there's no doubt about that. I'd say when the draw presented itself a few months ago, a lot of people would have said it was going to be maybe these two teams in the final, and you know what? 5 scores each, 2 points in it. It's nip and tuck. That's going to go to the final. It's like it really is.
I suppose Fergal will be remiss of me not to mention, but I suppose now the season has concluded here in the league and championship, and I'm sure you're looking forward to a new season at county level starting up again.
Well, that's it, Eugene. The clubs have had a great run from early June here, and we're glad that all the lads got a good run with their club, and that's what it's all about too. So listen, once this all phase is out here, we'll phase back in, and listen, the whole of Tyrone hopefully will be going again for the Tyrone team. So listen, let's see what happens, but we have a couple of decisions to be made in these finals between now and then.
Well, thanks very much for joining us here, and we wish you all the best in the season ahead, and good luck on all you do.
Eugene McConnell sin agus é amón chóra le Mickey Donnelly agus Fergal Logan Birch agus Anthem Ochison méidir tiisi amachchan seo farc Mickey Donnelly there and Fergal Logan, and two men who have a very keen interest on what's going on with proceedings here in the county junior final. Mickey Donnelly, of course, and his son Tiernan is playing out there in corner forward, a very influential player for Aghaloo, and Fergal Logan has a keen eye on proceedings across the county. I think I've seen him, Kieran, at nearly every single championship game so far, himself and Brandon who are taking in everything just to make sure that everything and nothing has gone unchecked in terms of who's playing well and who might be able to fill a role in the county team.
Well, of course, that comes with the territory of that job. You know, you have to be keeping an eye on players at every level, and I suppose you want to maybe see if you can unearth maybe a player that could maybe add something to that panel, and surely you might see somebody that may be pulled in out of these two teams that's involved today.
Yeah, and obviously we're looking forward to the intermediate final directly after this, and a massive tie between Edendork and Galbally, and one that's really going to draw in a big crowd. Galbally taking a big crowd to wherever they're playing, and we can see the crowd is coming in the blue and white of Galbally, and great colour display here in the county grounds here in Omagh in this county junior final. And incidentally, it's well worth noting that it's 60 years to the year since Stewartstown won a senior title. 1962 they won the O'Neill Cup, and a massive year for them to celebrate 60 years since that wonderful achievement. And incidentally also Aghaloo are celebrating 20 years since they won an intermediate title in 2002. 2002 and 2005 were both years where Aghaloo won intermediate titles, and junior success also for the club in 1974 and 1991. Both are clubs that would look to their teams to be, I suppose, punching above junior football, Kieran, and possibly in the intermediate ranks, especially, I suppose, Stewartstown.
No, well, both teams obviously only come down last year from the intermediate ranks and would have been playing football there for a number of years. I know actually the own club, the Rock, we would have been up along with Aghaloo a number of years back, and but I suppose it's difficult once you get up there. Division 2 is a highly competitive division. Again, if you look at the teams that are in the intermediate final today, they're teams that have fallen down from senior football last year. And as I said, it's no surprise that these teams are in these positions, and it's the same for junior. You look at both teams come down last year. Staban maybe were down as well, and they were competing at the latter stages at the top of the league. So no surprise. But look, for whatever both teams, if Stewartstown win today, I think is Aghaloo maybe second in the league, then they would have been in the position to join them as well. Anyway, so both teams are probably going to be heading into intermediate football next year, and it'll be a tough challenge for both of them.
And yeah, as we mentioned earlier, we're looking forward to the county intermediate final, to Edendork taking on Galbally. And Paddy Hunter, who's on duty here after me along with Enda Kilpatrick, he has managed to dig out some of the management team along the sideline. So Paddy, over to you.
I'd say I'm joined by John McGurkin, manager of Edendork. John, a massive day for the club. County final day is hard to beat.
Big day for the club, Paddy. We've been preparing well. We're looking forward to it. There's been a good buzz about the club over the last couple of weeks. Everybody's bought into it, and we're just looking forward to throwing now.
I suppose people are suggesting that you are very much big favourites. You'll know better than that. This is a county final. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and the conditions will play a part in that as well, Paddy. Slip of the ball, somebody overcommits to a tackle. The footing's going to be unpredictable. So, look. As I said in an interview during the week, I'm not really buying into the fact we're favourites anyway. Galbally are a quality team. In my opinion, they beat the favourites to win the competition in the first round, and they've played not particularly well to get here, which is a sign of a good team as well. But they keep getting over the line. We're taking nothing for granted.
You're looking forward to it?
Looking forward to it. As I say, the boys are just all the prep's been done, all the talking's been done. They just want to get their hands on the ball, get the first touch, get the first tackle in at this stage, and get on with it,
Best luck, John.
Cheers, Paddy.
Paddy Hunter and Shinnog Zayam on Cora, John McGuckin, the Edendork manager, is really looking forward, I'm sure, to a massive battle between themselves and Galbally Pierces here directly after this junior championship final. Where will the Pat Darcy Cup go in 30 minutes time? Will it be going to Aghaloo? Will it be going to Stewartstown? There's 30 minutes, 35 minutes possibly of absolute edge of the stuff championship football left to be played here to see where the trophy will go at the end of this and where the bragging rights will go. Stewartstown have gone up already their league champions, and Aghaloo will be keen to possibly get their hands on a trophy so that they can join the intermediate ranks here and join the likes of Aghaloo and Galway and the big teams in intermediate football. Both teams, I suppose, who will be keen to progress into senior football if they can. Numbers are out on the field. Both teams are out on the field, and the management have come out as well, and Cathal Bell is about to get us underway for this second half in the junior championship final between Aghaloo and Stewartstown. Matchups again key as we see the ball is thrown in around the middle of the field, and Aghaloo again get a hand to it, but Stewartstown break quickly. Macaulay Quinn comes through the middle of the field, gets possession up and goes on his left foot and has a chance again, and a great start again from Macaulay Quinn, from again bang 10 seconds into the throw-in, and he's away, and he sees Stewartstown and Kieran. They've reacted well to the throw-in from both halves here.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. Note, Jody McGlone was the man to jump for the throw-in. He broke it down, and Stewartstown read the break, and went on and got a score from it. A great score there from Macaulay Quinn, which he's well capable of.
And again, that man Quinn is under the possession again. He wins possession and he links well with Stephen Talbot. Talbot sets Gareth Devlin on his way. He's out under the stand, and he'll have to do a bit of work to try and force his way through, and he decides to go back with possession to Conor Quinn. Conor Quinn is going to recycle the ball back round again to Tiernan Rush, and Stewartstown will see if they can make an inroads into the Aghaloo defence. Aghaloo will be trying to soak up the pressure after conceding that early score in the first half. In the second half, we see ball played through again to Theo Lowe. Theo Lowe wins possession well, and he works it back round to Shea O'Neill, who finds the incoming Mark Rooney again on his right foot and goes on his right foot, and as he sneaked this over the bar, the umpires look at each other and decide that he has, and he sneaked that over on his right foot. And again, another great score from Stewartstown earlier on, 1 minute into the first half, and we can see here again Mark Rooney coming through despite the attentions of two Aghaloo defenders. He's able to sneak this one in, and absolutely dead eye between the posts, and a great start, Kieran, for Stewartstown to the second half.
Yeah, we mentioned that at half time, whatever team can come out and make a good start, it could be influential for them. And look, Stewartstown now are in a position where they've won at half time 2 points up, and now they've opened up a gap of 4 points.
Shea O'Neill's in possession in round the 45, and he finds it back out towards the middle of the field. Stewartstown have done well, settled well, and again got the impetus at the start of the second half. Aghaloo are going to have to soak up possession again and pressure for a while to see if they can come on the counter and if they can force their way back into this game into the second half. Stewartstown again very comfortable in the ball and very happy to recycle the ball back out and around again. 2 or 3 passes to see if they can find a way through. There's nothing on the inside. Conor Mullen has dropped back into that pocket, and he's sitting on the edge of the D to try and nullify any kind of space that Stewartstown might have in front of Theo and Dan Lowe that's in there. Stewartstown will have to go through hands and have to see if they can force a way through, and Tiernan Rush has the heads up to see if he can link again with Conor Quinn, a man who scored a point in the first half, and Conor Quinn is fortunate to get a free there and have been rewarded that decision by Cathal Bell. I thought possibly the ball had been touched on the ground, Kieran, but it's one again that gives Gareth Devlin an opportunity for a third point here for Stewartstown in the second half.
In fairness, I suppose the referee Cathal is a bit closer to the action. Maybe, I don't know, I was in agreement with myself there. I wasn't sure what he was going to give that for, but it's a chance for Gareth anyway.
And it's a lovely pendulum golfer swing to his left foot by Gareth Devlin, and he absolutely nails that one over the bar. And it's a brilliant striking action by this man who's just so comfortable, and just that lovely swinging action of his to put it over on his left foot, and again to give Stewartstown 3 points to the start of this second half. They're rampant at this stage, they're coming forward, they're hungry for possession and they're hungry to win the ball. Stewartstown absolutely going very well at the start of this second half. 1-7 to 5 points. Aghaloo are going to need something to get themselves back into this game and get themselves a score in the second half. Can they win possession back? They're happy enough at this stage to allow Stewartstown possession out round the 45, out round the middle of the field. It's something that they're going to have to try and look at if they can win possession back, but Stewartstown have gifted them possession and given away the ball, and there's space in front of the Aghaloo forwards if the ball can be played early. If Niall Henderson can get the heads up and find the early possession in, he decides to carry, and he links well with Tiernan Donnelly. Tiernan Donnelly comes back out and round to see if he can find a way through, but now Stewartstown have numbers back, and Donnelly is forced to go from distance and go out, and that shot goes out to the left hand side, and again possibly, I don't know, Kieran, a panic decision there to take that shot on, and maybe one that he should have maybe try and find a man on the inside or recycle possession if he could.
Well, in fairness to Stewartstown, they made the mistake up here. Cathal Devlin tried to give a pass inside, he didn't get it pulled off, but you know, Aghaloo maybe Stewartstown players got back well in numbers there and cleared space for Tiernan forced him to shoot from long distance, but he didn't really have many other options inside.
Stewartstown in possession. Kieran Robinson finds the ball again to Conor Quinn, who's right round the middle of the field. The corner back who's found themselves more as a midfielder, more as a half forward nearly as this game has progressed. Shea O'Neill, strong runner from him, and finds possession and kicks possession out towards the right hand side and gives possession back to Aghaloo. Aghaloo living off scraps at this stage and living off possession that has been kicked away by Stewartstown rather than anything that has been won by them. And concern, I would say, at this stage for Ernie McAninley and for Stephen Donnelly is the changes that they might be able to make in order to force this game and to try and to get some kind of possession and a stronger foothold in this game, as we see Aghaloo coming forward again, but strong, disciplined defending by Stewartstown. 2 or 3 around the ball at every stage. Niall Henderson comes out to win possession again and links well and tries to get Aghaloo on the front foot if he can. A lovely bit of jinking play there by O'Gorman. O'Gorman links well with his inside forward line, and they have to come back out and round because Stewartstown have numbers back. They find Douglas in the middle of the field, who's coming running forward. The strong big man forces his way through, and a good strong run by Stuart Douglas through the middle, committing 2 or 3 defenders and being dragged down, and the referee deciding a free in. But that's more like what Aghaloo need, that strong running from the middle of the field, Kieran.
Well, I suppose Stewartstown got the numbers back in position there in around the 45, and I suppose we haven't seen maybe enough coming from the likes of Judy McGlone and Stuart Douglas getting into positions there where they can hurt Stewartstown. On that occasion there, you know, in fairness to Stuart, he really went for it, and Stewartstown men had no option but to take him down.
But it's the big difference in recycling possession and in driving at teams on a wet day and committing defenders to have to either stand up and make the tackle or commit a foul.
Well, of course, you know, it can be Aghaloo in a position where, you know, they can't just play safe football and keep it back here or play it around the midfield. They have to really go at Stewartstown and try and see if they can hurt them.
Try and see if they can hurt them and give Tiernan Donnelly, the man who slotted that one over the bar, opportunities like that to drag Aghaloo back into this game. 176 points, 6 minutes into the second half, and a burst from Aghaloo there, a burst from Stuart Douglas, really that Aghaloo needed in order to get a score, an important score from them in the second half of this game to drag themselves back into it. As we see Greg Kelly, the 33-year-old, the site manager from Stewartstown, standing over to see if he can again work a short kick out to anybody in possession. A good kick out by him to find out in the corner Jason Park, and well done and well controlled kick out from him. That's 2 or 3 where he's found Stewartstown men hugging the sidelines at this stage to maintain possession and to give them the opportunity to come forward with the ball. Again, Macaulay Quinn through the middle of the field plays a lovely ball forward, but that's read very well in there by Rory McGlone, who finds himself in towards the edge of the square. The big man comes out towards the middle of the field and connects well. It's McGlone again in possession, coming forward through the middle of the field, carrying the ball again, and links with Conor Mullen. Conor Mullen with that burst of pace of his and carrying the ball, and opts to go back out and around and play possession back again to McGlone, who started off that move. McGlone tries to play the ball forward and again was half blocked in that pass and in that attempted pass, and gives ball back to Stewartstown. It's Stephen Talbot in the middle of the field and connects well with his supporting runners, and Shane Rush, who's done very, very well in this game so far. Theo Lowe, who's in now in round the edge of the square, comes out and links with Shane O'Neill. Shane O'Neill goes on his left hand side and tries to force his way forward and goes to ground and is tackled there again by the Aghaloo rear guard and gives him the opportunity. It was a tackle that came in from Padraig McGeary again that give Stewartstown the opportunity there to get another opportunity, another score for Dan Lowe, who's standing over this free. He's the man who will want to get a score to his name again in this half and edge Stewartstown ever increasingly forward towards the Pat Darcy trophy. And what is a difficult angle for him, but again, opportunities, Kieran, from Aghaloo and slip ball by them that's given Stewartstown and giving them opportunity to come forward.
Yeah, and look, it's going to be critical for Aghaloo. They take more care of possession, so they do. But that again, look, Dan Lowe, I mentioned earlier on in the first game, you know, he missed chances early on that affected him. He's missed another free there. You'd expect him to score, and he missed. I think that's his 3rd wide in this game. Ball
out towards the middle of the field again. Neil McKenna puts it out long and again allows his big men to go up and to fight for it, and it's Aghaloo who win that possession, win that break. Stuart Douglas again finds himself in possession and kicks a long high ball in towards the edge of the square. I don't think his forwards would appreciate that, but McGardy's there to win possession back and links well again with Tiernan Donnelly, who needs no space and no opportunity to slot that one over the bar, and a great score from Tiernan Donnelly after good work by Andy McGardy. Win possession back from a Stuart Douglas ball in towards the edge of the square.
Well, on that occasion there, you know, just trying to sort of pushed up on the kick out and had nobody back as such. Stuart Douglas unfortunately only went to kick that ball in. I don't think that's what he intended to do, but it wasn't a great ball for Niall. But Andy McGarty read the break well and was able to feed it on to get the score for them, and a great score by Tiernan Donnelly.
What'll be key now for Aghaloo, Kieran, I suppose, is getting matchups and a press on this kick out, because Greg Kelly at any opportunity there has been able to find men and space out hugging sidelines.
Well, clearly you can see that difference between the two teams. Greg has been able to maybe pick out the shorter pass a lot more often than maybe Aghaloo have, but they're going to have to press, and it's interesting now to see that they've maybe made a change there with Rory McGlone pushing way up.
Rory McGlone has pushed off. Gary O'Gorman has made way for the Aghaloo men, and as we mentioned that they have pushed up on the kick out and they have put Greg Kelly under pressure, and the ball has been won back by the Aghaloo men, and something that Stephen Donnelly and Ernie McAnally have done now in the second half is push Aghaloo forward and try to put more pressure on the kick out to force mistakes, and that's exactly what has happened there, and given Aghaloo an absolute gift of an opportunity, and given Niall McElroy probably the easiest chances on his left foot from what is 14 yards out to see if he can claw another one back and to put them within 2 points of Stewartstown at this stage. And that's an absolutely gem of a score from him on his left foot, a man that you put your house on to score those opportunities whenever he gets them. He's flying in championship football. He's 118 to his name so far in this junior championship, not counting what he scored today. And again, Aghaloo will need him more involved in the second half, opportunities like that, if they are to claw the 2 points back that they are behind Stewartstown. As we see Greg Kelly goes long with this opportunity because of the Aghaloo press out towards the middle of the field, and Aghaloo are there in numbers, 3 men around the ball, and Jody McGlone wins that possession and plays a lovely pass inside to Tiernan Donnelly, who isn't able to collect this, and the ball goes out right and wide. A good tactical change by Aghaloo at this stage, Kieran.
No, look, I think they appreciate it. I said at half time, if they didn't come out and start the second half well, it would give Stewartstown a bit of and Stewartstown started well, they'd build up a lead, but in fairness to Aghaloo now, they've changed their tactics a wee bit, pushed up a bit more, and they're reaping a wee bit of rewards out of it.
That was a lovely kick out by Greg Kelly there to find his full-back Darren Devlin coming steaming along the sideline here. A well-worked one that's straight off the training field there to find Darren Devlin coming running forward in space. And good tackling, it has to be said, by Niall McElroy, who's found himself back there and puts that challenge in and put the ball out over the sideline. And Stewartstown again come forward again. Conor Quinn, who's played out around the middle of the field an awful lot, the corner back, who links well again with Macaulay Quinn. Macaulay Quinn finds again Stewartstown men over on the right hand side of the field there, able to win possession despite the close attention of Aghaloo. Macaulay Quinn coming through the middle of the field, and he links well and finds in space Stephen Talbot in through the middle of the field, links well to Theo Lowe. An opportunity here, and an opportunity that's finished to the back of the net by Dan Lowe. Great interplay between himself and Theo Lowe. Dan Lowe was there to palm it to the net and to give Stewartstown another goal to their name. Great interplay between Dan Lowe and Theo Lowe, and Stewartstown absolutely rampant at this stage. 2-7, the 8 points. We see Dan Lowe there on the edge of the square, right man, Kieran, and the right decision to pass the ball to the edge of the square to him.
I know, well, the quality of that move was excellent by Stewartstown there, cutting through, and in fairness to Theo, he picked the right option there in terms of picking out Dan Lowe. Maybe a suggestion policy of a square ball, but I didn't see anybody protesting on it. But no, it's a crucial score for Stewartstown at this stage.
Crucial scores. We see Aghaloo, they have to respond, and Tiernan Donnelly on his left foot, can he squeeze this one in and over the bar? The goalkeeper comes out. Greg Kelly does well to break the ball, but it's broken to Jody McGlone, who gets a foot to it, and again it's blocked out. Aghaloo have possession again. They'll have to get a score from this. Tiernan Donnelly goes on his right foot, but again it's high and it's up into there, and the referee Cal Bell adjudges a foul to have been committed there on the Aghaloo forward, as he had a chance there to put that one over the bar, and a score that's badly needed again. But we reflect again on that goal from Stewartstown. Great play, Kieran, through the middle of the field. Macaulay Quinn, Stephen Talbot, interplay, something that Stewartstown have been very, very good so far with this year, as we see the ball coming in and left-footed over the bar again by that man Niall McElroy. Another point for him, a crucial point for Aghaloo to drag them back into the game, Kieran. They're going to need something desperately quick to get themselves even closer back to Stewartstown.
Well, in fairness to them, they've responded well to that killer row of the goal, and again all they have to do is keep chipping away here. There's still plenty of time to go in this game and put pressure on Stewartstown coming out here.
Greg Kelly does well again to find Shea O'Neill coming forward with the ball, and Darren Devlin again, who's been an absolute colossus in there for Stewartstown in terms of finding space and allowing himself as an option for kick out. Shea O'Neill, lovely interplay by Stewartstown, a team that look to be growing into this final with every kick of the ball and every pass. Strong running for them as they come flying forward. Gerard O'Neill in possession, man, who's done very well, but the last stage lack of control by him and gives Aghaloo back. Conor Mullen, a man who Aghaloo need more involved, he comes out with the ball and he's tackled and goes to ground, and Cathal Bell gives him the free. He looks up to see if there's anything on. Aghaloo will want to move this quick, and that's what the Aghaloo men do well. Conor Mullen finds Stuart Douglas out, Stephen Donnelly and Ernie McAnally urging their troops forward at every opportunity, urging Stuart Douglas to go driving at the Stewartstown men to make them commit, and he does that, and he does that well, and he finds numbers over, and Aghaloo and now find Gerard Daly, the man who normally plays as a sweeper, up in front of goal, and a snatched opportunity by Aghaloo in there, and they kick it away and they kick it in towards Stephen Talbot, who's found himself out round to the edge of the square. Again, an opportunity coming forward from Aghaloo. They would be very unhappy with the ball kicked away like that, Kieran.
Yeah, no, it was a poor ball that was kicked in there, and Stephen Talbot, surprisingly, he actually called the mark there, but I think that he was inside. The ball was kicked from inside the 45, so, but the referee obviously must have felt he got a foul anyway.
And Stewartstown happy now to come out with the ball. They've grown into this game at every opportunity. Their interplay and their connection between each other and their foot passing is something to behold. And great strong play from them also. The man out there, Cathal Devlin, able to shrug off that challenge and find numbers over and find Kyron Robinson in possession. Dan Lowe, the goal scorer, out underneath our commentary position here, and spreads the ball well out to the right hand side of the field to Mark Rooney, captain of the Fernia, and again finds Theo Lowe inside, and a strong tackle is put in there by Shea O'Neill, who ships the tackle well and gets up on his feet remarkably to have that opportunity and play the ball in towards a half shot that comes a pass again to Gareth Devlin, who goes on his left foot, and an absolutely brilliant score by Gareth Devlin on his left foot from digging that possession out from himself from that opportunity that came in there. But absolutely great play by Stewartstown.
Well, it was a great hit on Shea O'Neill, in fairness, maybe, and the referee let it go. In fairness to Shea, he got up. Maybe he didn't intend to give that pass that he gave to Gareth, but Gareth made the most of it, and look, you know what he's like inside. He's very prolific, and he took that chance really well.
Gareth Devlin brilliant on his left foot. Aaron Kittle agus puncha elephant on you on John. He's had a great impact on this junior championship final as Aghaloo see if they can force their way back into this game, as we see Owen Ward coming forward with possession. He tries to link well with Niall McElroy. McElroy has a go, drops this in round the edge of the square, and a fisted opportunity, and the ball goes in and over the bar from the fist of Rory McGlone, who found himself in towards the edge of the square, and the kind of ball that Aghaloo need to play, and that man needed in round the edge of the square, and a vital score here.
No, well, in fairness to Niall McElroy, he did look up, you know, and he seen that it was sort of 50-50 ball too, you know, because just turning numbers back, but you know, a percentage ball with Rory McGlone in there, he's well capable of winning that ball, and he got on the end of it, and he took the intelligent option of just flicking it on, and it could easily have went to the goal.
Could easily have gone to the goal and gone to the net. Greg Kelly was happy to see that opportunity go for the bar from Rory McGlone, who found himself in towards the edge of the square, and he goes long with this kick out towards the middle of the field, and the big men are up in towards the middle. The ball breaks, and who's going to be there? Oh, bravely down by both sets of in there. Shea O'Neill went in there, and both sets of players went in. Shea O'Neill comes off the worst from that tackle, but again committed at every opportunity. We see the kick out coming here, and Kieran, brave, both men going down on this ball.
Well, as I said, we've seen that throughout this day, you know. When you see it there, both players got a collision with their legs, so Shea looks to have come off the worst on this occasion.
Yeah, we've taken an awful lot to put Rory McGlone down, a man who's come back from many's an injury.
Yeah, unfortunately I suppose Rory has suffered a few cruciate injuries in his time, you know, so in fairness to him, he's back out there, and he's again, you know what you get with Rory, like, he's a very honest player.
Very honest, yeah, and both sets of players, I have to say, to their credit, in the conditions that are here today in O'Mahely Park, wet and soft it is underfoot, but brave in terms of going down on the ball. The level of tenacity that's shown by both sets of players here today is something to behold in a junior final, as we look at the flags that are blown in towards the Gorchin Road end of the ground here. Conditions haven't been ideal, but both teams have served up an absolute treat of football here in this junior championship final, as they both seek to go and to lift the trophy and to go on further, hopefully, and represent their county. Something Stewartstown have done before in terms of going on and representing Tyrone and representing Ulster in 2004 from a junior title. They won an Ulster title to back that up, and were only beaten by Finoog in 2005. So remains to be seen if they can go forward and represent Tyrone well in the later stages. But there's a lot left to be played for here. There's 12 minutes left on the clock as Aghaloo see if they can do something about that and see if they can add to their collection of titles so far. It's good interplay by them in around the 45-yard line as they see if they can force another score. Kieran Donnelly is going from distance, an absolute belter from Tiernan Donnelly from way out from 45 yards, and it's gone out to the right hand side and wide, and it's 2 or 3 wides at this stage from Tiernan Donnelly. He's been forced to shoot from distance, and well, I suppose, Kieran, at least you can say he's taken it on, and he's taken the opportunities because someone's going to have to do it.
Yeah, but I suppose from Tiernan there, I'm surprised he went for that one again. He missed a similar opportunity here, and it's sort of for a right footer coming from kicking in from the right hand side, it's difficult enough, and he screwed that off his foot on 2 occasions now. So I think he's going to have to learn the lesson. Maybe you had Rory McGlone inside. They've seen what happened the last time they put the ball in. Potentially, if they're going to put him inside, they're going to have to use him. Possession
given away by Greg Kelly on that kick out. Darren Devlin was again hugging the touchline, but the ball was kicked away as we see Conor Mullen in possession, and he finds and links well there with Padraig McGeary, who goes on the right foot and out to the left hand side by Padraig McGeary after good play between himself and Conor Mullen. Again, the wide counts are adding up for Aghaloo at this stage, and every one is another opportunity lost, and every one is one that they will regret as this game ticks on. Opportunities are few and far between for the Aghaloo men, and they will hope to try and get every one of those and nail them over the bar if they are to claw their way back into this game. And Greg Kelly opts to go long with this one. Space out around the middle of the field, but opportunity, and the ball is given away and given to Aghaloo as Owen Ward comes forward with the ball, finds Stuart Douglas out in possession around the middle of the field. Absolutely vital that Aghaloo get going forward with this ball, and Jody McGlone goes down well on it, but again the ball spills out, and out in the corner is Niall McElroy on a acute angle. Lovely bit of skill by Niall McElroy to dink possession up for himself and to get possession back for Aghaloo out towards the middle of the field to Conor Mullen. Conor Mullen in space now. Can he create an opportunity? He links well with Niall Henderson, who has a go from distance on his right foot, and this one goes over the bar from Niall Henderson, and a great score from the Aghaloo men. They've enough possession, Kieran, to bring themselves back into this.
Well, that was a better score there. Obviously they walked the ground into a better position. Niall was just outside the edge of the D, and he had the confidence to go for it, and in fairness, after the last couple of wides they've had, that was a good point by them.
Just on the edge of the D, Henderson has a go at this and puts it out over the bar, and a great score from the Aghaloo men. And again, Stephen Donnelly and Ernie McAnally at every opportunity urging Aghaloo forward, urging the press forward to put pressure on Greg Kelly's kick out. But again, it's very difficult to do, for this man can find men whenever he needs the opportunity to get the ball out from his own tee, and he does that. But Stewartstown again, brave to go down, brave to go and win possession from the breaking ball, and to put their heads in and their hands in wherever their boots flying, and well done by them to win possession back and to get the ball back from them from that kick out, and to set them on the front foot again. It's Macaulay Quinn, a man who has been absolutely brilliant for Stewartstown all day in terms of driving them forward. He does that again. He takes on Enda McGarty and he skins McGarty and plays the ball forward in towards the full forward line, and there we see the hand going up and the mark taken in there by Gareth Devlin, and lovely play from Stewartstown. Macaulay Quinn coming storming forward here.
Yeah, we talked about the Stewartstown midfield before, that they're well capable of doing that, and on different occasions in the game, they've got possession of the ball and a good intelligent ball into Gareth Devlin there, and you see Gareth's experience there taking the mark, again that just making sure that score and it's given Stewartstown another building up upon their lead again, or opening it up a wee bit more for them.
A great score from the veteran, from Gareth Devlin there. Another score on his left foot from him from place balls. He's been absolutely clinical and deadly for Stewartstown in the second half. 21 minutes into the second half, it's 2-9 to Stewartstown. It's not 11 to Aghaloo. Every possession, every turn of the ball here is vital for Aghaloo if they're to force their way back into this game, as we see the ball coming out long from the kick out of Neil McKenna out towards the middle of the field. McGardy's up. McGardy has been judged to be pushed down there by his midfield opposition, and his opposite number there from Stewartstown, as we see Aghaloo with the ball as they look to come forward again. It's Niall Henderson out towards the middle of the field and links well with the on-running Padraig McGeary. Has to go down in the ball again. Niall McElroy is in possession and wins it well, dinks the ball out to Tiernan Donnelly, who's in an acute angle and draws in this ball and comes across the edge of the square. Unfortunately slips away from McGlone, but McGlone is there to put pressure on the Stewartstown men, who are brave to go down. Conor Quinn, I think it is, in there to win possession back for Stewartstown, and space is opening up in front of McClarshey and Shaw as they come forward here. Stephen Talbot again links well with a brilliant running by Tiernan Rush, who was on the start of that move, and finds Macaulay Quinn coming running forward on his left foot. Can he link with Theo Lowe, who's in here 1-1, and he goes on his left foot again, jinking inside and forces his way forward to Dan Lowe. Dan Lowe, lovely pass on the outside again to that man, who links well, and a great score fired over the ball there for the Stewartstown men, and they're loving possession and loving the space here, and that's opening up in front of them at this stage.
Well, again, you look at the two midfielders there. Stephen Talbot was involved in that move, Macaulay Quinn very influential there, at this stage of the game, and again clever use of the ball inside there. They didn't throw it away. Dan Lowe could have went for the shot, but he found Tiernan Rush, and he took the point really well.
Tiernan Rush will be very happy with that point. He has had a great game so far and he's the man who finds possession from that move. Gerard O'Neill again is in possession underneath the stand and links with Shea O'Neill, the man who shipped a very heavy tackle and going down bravely on the ball earlier on. And now Stewartstown happy to keep the ball and work it round in numbers again, because they'll invite Aghaloo onto the ball. Aghaloo will have to go at them and see if they can create turnovers, but Stewartstown will be happy enough to allow them to do that as they come forward again with the ball. Shannon Rush is in possession underneath the stand, finds space and plays a lovely pass inside to Theo Lowe on the edge of the and links very, very well with again Darth Devlin, who finds a left-footed shot and over the bar from that man, from Manny's Devlin again from the edge of the square on his left foot. An absolute stormer of a score from him, and Stewartstown are pushing their way ever increasingly forward, Kieran, to a junior title here.
No, that's been a big period here for Stewartstown in this game. They've really pushed on the last few minutes and took some really, really good scores and intelligent play by them.
Stewartstown hungry for possession again. Dan Lowe goes down on it again. Every opportunity here for them, they're taken with aplomb. Forces his way forward, goes through and past two Aghaloo defenders, keeps possession, hand up from the referee to say play on, and just on the edge of the square, Cal Bell says that Dan Lowe was brought down and he's calling the Aghaloo rear guard forward. He's looking to talk to Keelan Boyle. Dan Lowe did very well there, beat two men and was grounded just at the last, but determination from him, Kieran.
Yeah, no, and again he's grown into a black card there for the full back, so things going for bad doors here for Aghaloo. But no, Dan Lowe said he's probably taking a bit of confidence out of that goal and he's coming up more into the game. He mightn't have scored that much, but he's been more influential getting on the ball and picking out good passes, and he really drove at Aghaloo there. Referee was giving them advantage and very close to maybe giving them a penalty there.
Very close to giving them the opportunity. A man who missed two frees and scoreable frees in the first half, and he doesn't miss this one. He puts that over the bar. He will be happy with the way, and maybe something was said in the change rooms at half that time to get him into the game and to get him encouraged and to get him more involved, but he's done that well and he's answered the question, and he's come out in the second half and really played his part in this Stewartstown performance. It's 2-12 to 0-11, 25 minutes into the second half. Cool going to the goal. Can Aghaloo find a goal? They need a goal at this stage if they're to have any say and to change the impact and to change the way that this game is going at this stage. But all the answers are with Stewartstown, with Nicolashe, as they come steaming forward. They have the energy, they have the impetus here at this stage with 5 minutes to go in the second half. All the possession is with them, and they're a man up at this stage as well due to the black card from Keelan Boyle underneath the stands. Stewartstown have the ball and strong tackling again in there, and Aghaloo have possession, and Stewartstown happy to eat down the clock if they can at this stage. There's a bit of a dispute there between sideline officials and between the Stewartstown management as to what way that ball is going. I think Cathal Bale has said no, it's actually a Stewartstown ball. Gareth Devlin, the man who's there all his experience to go over there and to talk to officials and to calm the thing down just when a civil head is needed, Kieran.
Gareth Mannion sort of depend on doing that sort of thing. But no, it was I think the linesman obviously did get that decision wrong there, and it was called correctly as a Stewartstown ball.
Gareth Devlin finds Dan Lowe, who goes down on the ball, but it slips out away from his grasp, and he gives the ball back to Aghaloo, and Aghaloo looking to come forward, but we see a man down there from Stewartstown, and they'll be happy enough. The sideline officials and the medical team come over and say, it's alright, take your time. At this stage, Kieran, you're happy to eat into any 1 minute or 2 minutes to eat down the clock.
Of course you are. You know yourself, you've played many a game, and at this stage of the game, if you're holding on to a lead, you'll do whatever you can to make sure the game slowed down. Aghaloo wanted to get going there. Tiernan Donnelly was anxious to get the ball going, but unfortunately the referee didn't let him play on. But look, I think the start that Stewartstown made to the second half has been crucial to them. You know, it gave them that wee bit of a cushion, and Aghaloo were always then chasing this game, and at this stage now Stewartstown are obviously just going to do what they can to make sure that they can hold on to the lead that they have and finish out the game.
Is it something obviously that's talked about, I suppose, by the Stewartstown management team, is to get a good start? It's alright saying that, but coming out and doing it are very different things, Kieran.
Of course, yeah, there's no doubt about that, but I think, you know, you look at the start they got with the throw in on both occasions, you know, and they've capitalised on it, they pushed on and got a couple of extra scores and built that lead. It meant even if Aghaloo did come back with a few point or two, you know, they could still come back at them. It's just Aghaloo had their parades and maybe had chances to close the gap, but they didn't use that.
Yeah, as we see Shea O'Neill gone off, a man who has put his body on the line for Stewartstown for the cause today. He's gone off injured there for the Stewartstown men, and a change has been made for them, a forced change for them, but Shea O'Neill has been involved in every facet of play and put his body on the line on more occasions than I can count here for the Stewartstown men. No doubt he'll be sore tonight, but he'll be happy with the way that this game is going, and if Stewartstown Stewartstown are to lift this trophy today, he'll be a man that'll be very, very happy with his performance. And Cathal Bell hands out a yellow card in around the middle of the field for that tackle that's been put in, and around the edge of the square we see a bit of handbags and a bit of players at this stage not getting to know each other because they know each other very well at this stage. But I think frustrations and tempers are boiling over, and possibly from an Aghaloo point of view there's a man on the ground there and they're not happy what has gone on in around the edge of the square here.
I just caught it off sort of view there, and full back and Darren Davlin and Jody McGlone were getting to know each other, as you said, a bit better, but probably, as you said, correctly said, Aghaloo showing a bit of frustration at this point.
Ball played in quickly, strong running by McElroy. He comes out and does well, ships the ball out then to Kieran Donnelly, who has a go on his right foot in round the edge of the square. Greg Kelly comes out and it's broke. Where's it gone? And Stewartstown have done well. That man Macaulay Quinn does brilliantly to come out and win possession for Stewartstown. A mighty possession by him. Dan Lowe is there again, and a great ball given away by Dan Lowe in round the edge of the square. Opportunity for Aghaloo, and it's got a great save from Greg Kelly. A diving save from Kelly to put that ball out, and tempers are frayed at this stage, but Stewartstown are the men who have the upper hand. They are the men who are making the saves, they're the men who are winning possession. But an absolutely mighty save by Greg Kelly to put that one out and to save a great goal opportunity for Aghaloo there, Kieran.
Yeah, look, I suppose a goal at this stage would have made it certainly a more interesting of a finish, you know. I think he went it to Jody McGlone there, but a great save by Greg Kelly, and Ray following up there was just a bit late with his challenge, but it saved Dan Lowe's blushes, who gave away the ball badly there for Stewartstown on the way out.
Ball was given away by Dan Lowe, but Jared O'Neill was in there to tidy up and parry the opportunity, and the save that came from Greg Kelly. It was a wonderful save by Kelly, diving full length through the air. Absolutely brilliant, and he'll be delighted with that, as tempers are getting frayed here at this stage, and people frustrated at this stage in the second half. And it's definitely not the Stewartstown supporters, because they know, and they're pretty they're pretty well certain of the destination of the Pat Darcy Junior Championship trophy here at this stage in the second half. They think that it's going to Stewartstown, Gujian Creve, Agus Game, and La Augusin in youth. A couple of Bumach Faga, a card, a Jarek in Brunta, a red card shown to, I think it is number 8 in Shin, Jody McGlone, who's been given his marching orders by referee Cathal Bell. A straight red for him for an incident off the ball there, an incident after that opportunity, and that goal opportunity that I think that was that McGlone had as well. Kieran Donnelly is in remonstrating with the referee. Also, it's a sad afternoon for McGlone to make his way off the field, a man who has had a great championship campaign so far for Aghaloo. And again, Stewartstown are ready, and officials and ready, and substitutes to come in. Greg Kelly, the man who pulled off the wonderful save there earlier on, again composed in possession and happy to work the ball out and around. Stewartstown absolutely comfortable in possession and know what they're doing with the ball at every opportunity. They work the ball out and around, and a man who's played a brilliant game for them today, Tiernan Rush, unable to get down and win that ball at the first opportunity, second opportunity, and hacked away by Stewartstown. Anywhere will do at this stage, but it's given directly to Padraig McGeary, who gives it in to Niall McElroy, who chips it in. Golfers chip in towards the edge of the square. They're hoping for a goal at this stage, but again, it's Stewartstown who are able to win the breaks and win possession back, and strong possession won by then. Conor Quinn comes burying forward, but gives the ball away again to Aghaloo. Stewartstown are happy to get the ball up the field, 2 or 3 of them round the ball at this stage, and to work the ball back. Strong tackling by Stewartstown at this stage. Can they dig it out, or can Aghaloo win the ball out? But it's Stewartstown, I think, who are on the ball over here. It's Gareth Devlin who's gone down on it, clutching his face, and again it's just been touched on the ball in there by the Aghaloo substitute who's come in there, Mark McCormack. But Stewartstown did very well. I think Gareth Devlin, like we said, Kieran, using all his years and all his experience there to slow it down and to maintain possession for Stewartstown. A frantic passage of play there.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the best period of play in there, and I think at different stages you felt maybe the referee was going to blow a decision, but he let it develop, and I think then maybe Gareth was cute enough in whatever he did there to win that free for Stewartstown, or force the Aghaloo man into touching the ball on the ground, I should say.
Touched on the ground, yeah. The umpires and the sideline officials are looking across here. There's substitutions being made here plenty across the field, as men have put their bodies in the line and have injured themselves and done whatever they can for the cause. Aghaloo have struggled whenever they went down to 14 men due to the black card by Keelan Boyle. They're down another man, as Jody McGlone is on the bench with the red card for him, and it's gifted Stewartstown ample space and opportunity to keep the ball if they can, which they don't do, and they give it back again to Padraig McGeary and Aghaloo at this stage, who look to come forward. Tiernan Donnelly on the ball, wins a free in, a definite free in for the hand, was pulled back. Cathal Bell says the opportunity is for the Aghaloo men as they look to get another point and to close the gap if they can. They've shown urgency at all stages in the second half to try and drive themselves forward, which is to be, and to their credit, to try to drag themselves back into this game now. McAloy will obviously drop this in round the edge of the square and pings it in if he can. Oh, and it drops in round the edge of the square. Greg Kelly and 2 or 3 Stewartstown men happy to see that one out and over the bar as we approach 3 minutes of additional time here. There'll still be a couple of minutes left to play, I would think, due to the injuries that were sustained to James O'Hara and to others in the second half. Cathal Bell from Connollys is the man in the middle, and he's the man who will tell us how much longer is to play before the destination of the Pat Darcy trophy is revealed. I'm sure it'll be Mark Rooney, captain of Fernia, who will be going up the steps here in Healy Park. Or Nomi Lishan Corn, a Hogai Lugus Lishan Kelderu, a Hushik Vahanya and Creve, and kick out towards the middle of the field, and it's well won and gathered by Conor Mullen, who's been absolutely played his part to an nth degree for Aghaloo at every opportunity. But Stewartstown have possession and they look to come forward. The space is opened up in front of them. It's 1-on-1 here. If Theo can gather this up, he does, but the referee has said there was a foul in there on Stuart Douglas, and big Stuart Douglas, to give Aghaloo possession and to give them another throw of the dice, and they look to come forward to see if they can narrow the gap, if they can get a goal and claw back some kind of score at this stage. Shane Donnelly, who's seen an awful lot of possession in the second half, plays the ball low in front of his full forward Niall Henderson, who does well to gather possession. He's keen to get up and play it quickly. He fires it back to Donnelly. Donnelly again will put this in round the edge of the square. He does that. Ball is in round the edge of the square, but maybe just overcooked by Tiernan Donnelly and out to the left hand side, and the referee Cathal Bell decides that is it. Shinné to Jeru Janta, August and Creve, Bunche, Ega Creve, August Aidson, Burry, Curry, Aidson, Butchery, Clehe, August Creve, Hosher, Navarre, and Joe Edgeron for Hanya Fiha, a dog. Cathal Bell says that is it. The destination of the Pat Darcy trophy has been decided, and it's Stewartstown who are the junior champions for 2022 here in Tyrone. A magnificent display for them throughout. Great start to both halves by Stewartstown that has seen them junior championships on a score of 212 to 012. 6 points to the better to Aghaloo on the day, and Kieran, no question about it, Stewartstown from the off the better team. I know Aghaloo came back into it, but the way Stewartstown went at this in the second half, absolutely deserved champions.
No, clearly they're the better team there. I think that the finishing power that they had up front proved the difference, and what I mean by that is probably the physicality of some of their players. Like Gareth Allen, just that wee bit more cuteness and strength in there, and especially in today's conditions. You know, Aghaloo have good players inside, such as Tiernan Donnelly and Mel, but maybe not of the same physique, and maybe found a wee bit more difficult just to get their scores on a drier day, maybe in better conditions. They might have been more influential, but look, no, Stewartstown key players would say that you'd seen the next Tiernan Rush was very good in the half back line. The two midfielders, I thought Macaulay Quinn and Stephen Talbot at different occasions drove them on, and you know they just took better care of the passes, especially a crucial period there, maybe with about 10 minutes to go, getting that goal and then a few points after that where their hand pass was really slick, and that was so important in conditions like today. And then we scores just proved the difference, probably in terms of just keeping their noses in front. And Aghaloo fought bravely right to the end. You know, they pushed up here as much as they could on Stewartstown and forced a few mistakes, but on this occasion it's Stewartstown's day.
Yeah, and great scenes of celebration as we look out on the field here in Omagh, and we see the numbers. We see the Jarrett Rizwan, Owen Cree from Stewartstown come out. Their supporters have come here in numbers and expecting a junior championship and hoping a junior championship victory for Stewartstown, and that is what they have achieved, and they're delighted with their day's work there. That man Gareth Delden, we have to talk about him, Kieran, the veteran who's been around for so many years for Stewartstown, a massive impact on this game, and a man who would be delighted at this stage of his career that he's lifting another junior title for his club.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, Gareth's been a real strong player for Stewartstown for many a day, and we know that the scoring threat that he has. We've seen him many a day and coming down the own club in the rock and putting on an exhibition of scores. And today probably, you know, he was cute in what he did. You know, he stayed inside. He knew what his role was. You know, I think of the score he took with the mark. You know, some of our players maybe just played on there on that occasion, but you know, he's cute enough at this age now to know he uses experience well. And I said he just kept the scoreboard ticking over for Stewartstown, especially maybe at the time of the first half, and a big player for them, and you know he's going to be a big player now, and they're running Ulster too. Yeah,
and talk to me about that running in Ulster. It's something I suppose that the clubs now look forward to, and they know, right, there's another bite of the cherry, and there's further progression to be made, and it's something that Blake Smith and Peter Armour will be very, very cognizant of, knowing that they've more championship and more games ahead.
Yeah, well, of course, look, Stewartstown, you mentioned earlier on the last time, I think they won the junior, maybe it was back in 2004, and on that occasion they lost out to Fanug when they got to the Ireland final, so they'll be keen obviously maybe to do a journey like that again.
In Healy Park here to Mark Rooney agus the goal and corner eye ó Caiharla board a chundaigh inis.
You were victorious against strong Iran, and their best team, and with a bit of good fortune in the not too distant future, you can return to Division 2 through the league playoffs. The Stewartstown, you've already been promoted by winning the league, and today's an added bonus to an already great year. I wish you well next year in Division 2 and an intermediate championship football. And as well as that, on behalf of all Tyrone Gaels, I wish you well on Saturday week when in Park Esther you represent our county in the intermediate championship against Tyrconnell of County Down. And so without further ado, I want to present the Pat Darcy Cup to the 2022 LCC Group Junior Football Champions, Stewartstown Harps, Captain Mark Rooney.
First of all, I'd just like to thank Aghaloo for a great game of football today. It's pushed us all the way in the league there. I think, to be fair, everyone watching that game there today knows our Division 3 football team. The best of luck for the promotion playoffs here. Three cheers for Aghaloo. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Next of all, I'd just like to thank a lot of individuals and businesses there in the town over the last number of weeks with sponsorships, recovery, food and a bit of kits. All the players are very thankful for it. Next of all, I'd like to thank all the committee and all the people in the background. Maybe don't get the credit they deserve. Washing kits, making tea, making food after training. Thanks very much. Also, I'd like to thank the main senior sponsors, Keystone, for supporting us over the number of years, and also the Mackley and Rush for the redevelopment. Keystone, Mackley and Rush, to put brilliant facilities for our club, and it's going to be a great place for future Harps. To all the supporters here today, maybe haven't been the easiest team to support over the last few years, but thankfully we give you something to cheer about today. To the management, Sean G, Tom, Fitzy, Terry, and the two men, Chick and Blake, these have been unbelievable. You came in this year and turned this team around, and we're so glad to have you. Last but not least, to all the players, 1 to 33, this year every man put the shoulder to the wheel, and thankfully we've reaped the awards for it. I think that'll do for the talking now.
And Kieran, great scenes of celebration there from the Stewartstown men. They're going to party long and hard into the night, I would say, and enjoy this weekend. Heartbreak for Aghaloo. I look out at the Aghaloo team and their crestfallen at this stage to see men in the stand there like Cuthbert Donnelly. They'll be very disheartened. They didn't bring their A game. I wouldn't think maybe it wasn't they weren't allowed to play. What's your take on it?
Look, no, back to what you're saying, it's obviously on days like this, it's probably, it's great to be on the winning side, but also I've been experienced plenty of days when you've been on the losing side, and they're not pleasant memories to have. But look, I think today, I wouldn't say that Aghaloo didn't bring their game. I thought they fought really well throughout this game. I think just Stewartstown were maybe that just slightly a better team. I said that maybe physically maybe at times they're powerful running, the quality of their movement in terms of just getting good hand passing and different things. So it just took a wee bit more care of possession and were able to create the scores and chances a wee bit better than maybe Aghaloo were today. Aghaloo maybe struggled a wee bit more, and I said before, I mentioned earlier on, if you look at the range of scores that Stewartstown have had through this game, they're not necessarily just depending on a few players. I think Aghaloo only had maybe 7 scores throughout the championship, and they were dependent really on Niall McElroy and Tiernan Donnelly maybe the day, especially in the first half, they kept them in the game. And Stewartstown knew if they could close off the ball going into them, they would go a long way in winning the match for them. And I think they just had a wee bit more threat from different players. You have the likes of Stephen Talbot kicked a point, Conor Quinn come and kicked a point, Macaulay Quinn. That's great to add to their team, and Aghaloo didn't have that. They didn't maybe have points coming from their midfield or from their half back, and I think that was key maybe for Stewartstown today.
Key for Stewartstown today as we see them celebrate joyous scenes for Ancreeve and John Jarnag agus Buan. They will celebrate long and hard into the night before they look forward to an Ulster campaign, and hopefully a successful Ulster campaign for them, and we wish them all the best of luck. To the club, to Blake Smith and to Peter Armour, congratulations to them on a wonderful junior championship victory, well deserved, and well done to Ancreeve, to Stewartstown Harps. Up next is the massive intermediate championship clash between Aidan Dork and between Galway. We saw Enda Kilpatrick making his way across the field there. He's going to be joined, and Paddy Hunter will be leading you through this one. Sit back and enjoy what is no doubt going to be a massive intermediate championship final. Wayne and Shaw, Wimsa, Kieran Gurley, agus O'Connell Marchin, Maheen, Gurmoigat, Asave, Lynn, Dunclehe, Canish, Shaw, Gajin Caderella, Coharjahas, Lesh, Ancreeve, Vian La, Erdoi, Occasin, Gajin Caderella, and more, agus Lagafoy.